Good afternoon. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Got my coffee. I have to mentally prepare myself for the town hall. So I'm going to play some Tarkov. We're going to think about Tarkov. Then we're going to talk about Tarkov. Let me know sound levels. I obviously am talking kind of quiet today. Got a bit of a headache, but let me know what needs to get changed, please. Oh, this stash is a mess. What was I doing? Okay, yeah, shotgunning scavs. We're not going to the lab. And I'm looking for toothpaste. I guess I'll make the window cleaner real quick. Making sure everything's coming through. My mic sounds weird? Okay. That's weird. Oh, wait. Testing, testing. How about that? Any better? Cool. I've got some video ideas. I was inspired by the cheating, so I installed cheats, of course. Why can't I? Oh, duh. So, because I'm now cheating, but I'm not going to make a video on cheating. I'm just cheating because, you know, that video inspired me. You won't try it all. I could get an SJ, but... Trying to keep the adrenaline. Oh, and we're looking for Sanitar. That's the other thing we're looking for. Fuck Sanitar, bro. Can you tell my weekly was to kill scavs with a shotgun? Yeah, dude. I'm making a video. It's in my head right now, but it's gonna be a review of Tarkov in 2023. And I think I'm gonna take like a Donkey-esque style to it, where it's obviously not a review, right? Like it's clearly not a review. It's gonna be something a little bit more aggressive, I guess. I just have to think of different things I want to review. Obviously, the opener is, you know, Tarkov is a first-person arcade shooter. Obviously, we have to do that stuff. But, a lot of little goofy stuff. I think it'll be fun. Right. Yeah, guys, don't forget to that would actually be funny too if I have like a 3-minute segment, a full 3-minute segment that's just like, and don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. I noticed that 10% of you aren't subscribed, etc., and just keep going on. Might as well throw in an apology video there too. Dude, I'm cooked today. I haven't had a Red Bull this morning, and I'm like running on fumes. Use that robot pussy. Use that pussy. Dude, I've seen Sanitar once, and I had Flechette, and I kept clicking. I did 1,700 damage between him and his guards, and they killed me. And then the second time I saw him, he was already dead. I showed up and shot at a player who ran away, so I just looted all the guards, and I looted everybody and left. But oh man, I just cannot get them to. I can't get them to spawn. And I was doing capturing outposts, and with like an SJ, and so I finished when it was still whatever 12 kills. Fuck, dude. I just can't get them to spawn. Well, don't throw your money at me then. See, that's the point. If you throw money at something, you make the mistake. I don't think anyone should pay online content creators. Unless you do it through unless you do it through like Patreon or something. Because most people that have Patreons, I feel like they typically have content that like warrants being paid. Unless you're Veritas. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. That's a bit. It's a joke. Settle down. All you people can't handle funny. Get me in trouble. Man goes live for the first time in 6 months. Says an oopsie. I do also have there's going to be a one-liner in that video about like, in the review video about how like, hey, it's 2023 and it's you know, I feel like it's not fair that you can only shoot white people. I mean, like, as much as I love shooting white people, I would love some representation. I want to shoot the blacks, the women, and gays. Because it's 2023, baby. I don't think it's fair that in Tarkov you can only shoot white people. Yeah, I think that's another one I forgot about, but you're right. If they have, nah, that one's going through. Bad. That one's 100% going through. What are they gonna do, ban me? No, Solo, you're right, though. That's the other thing that I agree with. If the merch is good. Some people have really good merch. Like, I know General Sam's merch is always highly rated. Like, good quality. A lot of it, though, is just garbage. That's why I haven't made any eithers. We got footsteps. On the roof. Oh, it's a trash bag. That was dead scaff. Dude, I heard it. I heard it. Well, oh yeah, and I was gonna say the reason I haven't done anything too is like it's expensive to, like, you have to do things in bulk for it to be good quality, right? And it's expensive to do good quality stuff in bulk, which is why you see a lot of creators who just use like Redbubble or something like that to show out their content or their merch, and it's usually ass. Breaks down after one wash. Dude, I love this AI. Whoa, bro, that was crazy. Oh, players. No way after hearing that shotgun they come down here, though. I thought I had more than one grenade. I wouldn't have burned it like that. Oh my gosh, they're coming down here. None, are you okay?
No, man.
Bro, what happened? No, man, I'm not. I put him out of his misery. It was a good thing for him. He was tired. He needed to sleep. Bleeding all over the place. I did him a favor. I hate when it's like audibly raining but not visibly raining because it like tickles my ears. It's like shitty ASMR. Just fucks up my senses. Alright, we're gonna Normandy this bitch. Push the mountain. Let's see. But it all is just like a big blur. I've never watched Dragon Ball Z. Sorry. I watched Naruto instead. Oh, dude, it keeps filtering. Hold on. There we go. It kept filtering to top chat. Like, I don't know who the fuck wants to read top chat. What does that mean? You can't, like, upvote messages or anything. What is top chat? So damn bright. Whoa there. Sniper scope, settle down, please. Santos here, I can feel it. It's the radar. Thanks, Goat. May the spirit of Goat be with me. I'm detecting a bald man. Blue jacket. Orange bag. If he's here, send me to Trey's Discord. No, he's not. That door's not open. No, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That door's open. Disregard. Blue Lord? What do you mean, Discord not found? That what the link's saying? I'll fix it. Oh, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I thought you meant the one I have in the description. Yeah, no, they left it up. Or maybe, like, I think it just took so long to set up that they were like, fuck this, we're not deleting it. But yeah, they killed it. Such a goofy... Oh man, like I feel so vindicated that the last thing that we said on the town hall 2 weeks ago was... I remember it was... I had opened up the Discord and they had hidden who the moderators were. They decided that they weren't going to show it. And when I had seen it, I had screenshots. It was all streamers. And they were like, it's not just streamers. And I was like, dude, like, it's literally just streamers. And it's dumbass streamers who have reported me for cheating. Like, I've killed 2 or 3 of them in there, and they reported me for cheating. Like, I don't trust any of these people's judgment. And then that's when we left it off. It's like, no, it's not going to work. Like, this is ridiculous. it's something bad's gonna happen, and then, shocker, something bad happened. It's half on them for being brain dead enough to trust BSG, but the ultimate onus, I mean, is obviously on BSG for manually banning. That's just such a stupid... What the fuck is that? That doesn't sound like a cannon. Yo, they have Benellis? Okay, that's kind of sick. I like Benellis. Good raid, good raid. Great raid. Good loot, good loot. Claps all around, claps all around. We survived a raid. I'm telling you, man, there was a... Oh, yeah, the kid. You're doing okay, man? I'm not doing okay, man. Goofball. Wonder what he was doing. What's the point of Hatchet running right now? Even if you're down bad, it's never worth, Hatchet running. Trust. Dude, yeah. Just ridiculous. Man, there's a kit up button. Okay, let's eat a little snack. Please eat. Middle mouse should use. I'll stand by that forever. Like, here's what happens. I should middle mouse. So I middle mouse and it brings up this. If I click middle mouse, it should bring me to this. Right? Or it should immediately use all of something. That's how that should work. Same with painkillers. I should just be able to hit use. Oh wow, I didn't know you could do that in the stash. That's weird. You know, sometimes I get back from a raid and I just do a little morphine before my next one. Just get a little stimmy in me. How does that work? Can I pre-med the raid, or does the counter... Do I have a morphine? For science, I'm gonna do hard drugs in my hideout for science. Hold on. Oh. Nothing happens. It's a... Okay. I mean, that makes sense, but it's a little goofy. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I bought that new PC. I don't have any of the stuff set up for, like, screens and stuff, so we're just gonna watch the game. I don't have any of that jazz. I'll have to go remake it all. And I don't intend on streaming a lot, so... Maybe not even. Like, maybe I won't even fuck with it. Kind of quiet raid. I mean, there were some grenades and gunshots going off at the beginning. Obviously, I didn't go to Resort. Resort was crazy last night. I mean, I don't think I died one raid last night. No, that's not true. I did lose. I did lose a couple fights up here. Not in the Resort though. I didn't lose one Resort fight, which shows. I feel like which evidences. Sorry, I gotta wait until the loading loot. Which I feel like that really shows off how they clearly have changed something in anti-cheat, because for the past 2 months it was like a dice roll. You go into Resort, there's no loot, or you die to some guy who's just exceptional. But I mean, last night, a Friday night, I'm drinking whiskey, you know, I'm a little tipsy, and I'm clearing lobbies, you know, getting 6 kills in Resort, looting everyone. Like, there's no way, man. They had to have done something, because that wasn't possible for the past, you know, 6 months. And then all of a sudden all this cheating stuff comes out and Resort feels clean again. Psh, doubt, dude. Doubt it. Streaming feels fine. I mean, my game's still hitching and shit, and I can't figure out what's up with my PC. But whatever. I don't even care. I don't mind streaming. It's just streaming can be very taxing. Yeah, Vic, honestly, that's what it feels like, bro. It feels like there was a oh, Evolve, dude. Funny enough, I was just talking to Bad. I want to make a RuneScape account. I have one, but it's not like anything special. It's like the account I had when I was a kid, and it's only free to play. I have a bond in my inventory, but I've never used it. But I want to make an account, a free to play account, where we go through and do all the quests together. And I don't want to make it Iron Man. Like, I know he's like Bad's super into all that shit. He's like an actual RuneScape player. I just want to do damn near like by release style. Well, no, I'm sorry, but I don't actually want to do it by release. I just want to do tasks or missions. I just think it'd be fun. I've never done it. I'd like to see it, get membership, skill up, that kind of stuff. I think it'd be fun. Because I like that game. Name? Hello? Hello? Yeah, no. I totally get you. But I mean, I mostly want to do the quests. I don't even care about the raids. And, you know, someday I might get there, but I think it'd be a much more casual experience for me. I wouldn't play it religiously. But, well, it's like, I was saying, shit. Oh, streaming can be taxing when you have, like, when your chat's not moving, and you have this one, you know, there's people online on the internet that really want attention. And so they come in and like want you to answer every question and talk to them and have like a one-on-one conversation, you know? It's like people who can't, they are full parasocial, you know what I mean? And they're the people that I'm like, I don't want to ban you because you're a nice guy. There's nothing wrong with you. But you need to settle down. Like, you don't go to like a dinner theater and sit down in the front row and then keep asking about like, you know, do this for me. Oh, what happens next in the plot? Oh, wow. No, the cheating video bank. It's done by Goatmo, and we'll be talking about that name. We're going to be talking about that on the town hall today, and that's when y'all can talk about it too, because our guest. Oh, okay. See, there was a guy earlier who was not kidding. He was serious. See, that was a funny joke, Bank, but because it's, you know, because it's a chat room, I'm sorry, but that is funny. He who should not be named. It's like the Voldemort of videos. At least it was. And then everyone backpedaled. Yeah, so we got some stuff to talk about for it. But veterans had a very different, opinion on it, for the most part. But it's because a lot of those big streamers are so disconnected from their own community. Which is, I mean, that's why we do the town hall, right? And I'll say all that again, a little bit more specific. But whatever. Alright, Santar. Big bulb fuck. Jude. Alright, let's go resort this time. I don't really want to run up here. Goat's cool though. We talked a little bit before. We've talked previously. Before he put out the whole video, he had put out a different video, the simp video. I've chatted with him because he was a small creator, you know, up until last week. But he's a cool guy. I'm glad it happened to him. I'm definitely jealous. Because Bad and I have talked about doing a video like that. Or not even talked about a video, where we've talked about, like, man, what would it be like to be able to see all the other people who are cheating? But neither of us had the balls or the, you know, dedication to do it. So I'm definitely jealous. Because that's a career-making video. I mean, it blew up for him. But I don't wish he didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's I think where some of these other streamers have a hard time, is like they're very jealous because they're like, how could you do that? How could you do that? You broke all the social norms. And they're super jealous about all the views, all the publicity. I mean, the dude's on every fucking podcast. The dude's getting watched by all these, like, massive creators. Asmongold Summit, Critical, like, but, and I'm jealous of that too, but also, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm glad it was done, right? Like, that's the biggest thing. Everyone wants the views, everyone wants to be a superstar, but I'm just happy it happened to somebody who deserves it. Oh yeah, the Wan show. Like, yeah. I liked him when he put out his simp video and when he was, like, being critical, and I like him more now. Guy up here. Hey, whoa, I'm just tasking, dude. What? That was weird, but that's okay. Weird. 4 hits? Whatever. 4 hits? When he was walking me? Really? Did I miss that bad? That's so... Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. That's weird. Not like... Sorry, I have to clarify nowadays. Not cheating weird. Just clearly the network was... If he... That's all I meant. Like, that just felt gross.
Oh, they should have just accused someone of cheating. They should have just accused someone of cheating. Oh my goodness, here we go.
Let's use this cool AK. I'm borrowing this. A man tripped. He had a disgusting scope on it, so I had to put a regular sight on. Game's running kind of slow, too. I can't believe only 4 fucking hits, though. That's insane. That's insane. Oh, this is an AKN. Me. I like these guns a lot, but I don't run them because the mags take so long to pack. The 60s do. That's okay. We will make do. Let's get some contrasting colors here. What do I got? Good chunk of BS. So let's put the BS here. Put 1 mag of BS in that. And then these 2 can be Golnick, I guess. Yeah, Bank, that's something I really want to get into today on the town hall, and that we'll definitely talk about. And that's why we want to have, you know, when we do the town hall, when we're going to have people on and, you know, regular players talk about it, because I think they have a very different opinion on this video, and that's important, and that gets trampled on, and it's just sad. It's sad how these streamers acted, and how many of them now, oh gosh, I mean, you're gonna get me worked up just talking about it. So many of them now are like, oh, I'm so sorry. I loved the video. It was actually such a good video. And it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Absolute fucking clowns. Dude, Viri, I've been having some good weeks of raids ever since the anti-cheat. You know, we have the junk box where we sell shit. This is everything in here can be sold. And then we've got the keep stuff. We're doing okay, brother. We're doing okay. The bane of my existence.
I'm not supporting Russia in the Russia-Ukrainian war. This is just because I have to show I did capturing outposts.
Is there a muzzle brake on this? Yeah, let's do it. Alright, Sanitar, you dirty. Oh, fuck. I need a shotgun for that daily. Oh, I have a shotgun. Boom. Let's grab some frachete. It's one of the things too that's kind of funny is like with how a lot of these guys have been acting, it's just reinforced why I don't like streaming per se, because it's like I like the disconnect of just putting out videos, you know. You don't have, people don't view you as much as this crazy entertainer. They view you more like you would think of like a company. It's not a single person, but when it's an entertainer, they're like, oh, it's you know, it is Trey, or it is, you know, Landmark. They're people, and it's harder to. Yeah, I don't love that. It's more casual, you know. You can kind of avoid some of the drama. You can get away with more shit too. Like slurs. No, you can't use slurs on stream. That's a joke. I do not use slurs. Yeah, a lot of people just wanted the views, man. They're just like, hey, I'm gonna react to this. You know, and then I'm gonna put out these crazy tweets, and then I'm gonna fucking delete them because people clearly didn't like it. Yeah, exactly, but that's a big part of it too. Because I'm not held to something that I said emotionally charged right when the video dropped, you know? I have time to sit and process it. Oh, Salty, thanks, man. Thanks, buddy. I love you too, 316. Is that your fucking area code? Did you put your area code in your username? Well, that's like north, isn't it? Like Ohio. Isn't Indiana... Oh, it's Wichita. Yeah, my name is... Yeah. You should feel attacked. I had questions. Where is Wichita? Is that Kansas? Wichita? Why can't I think of where that is? Where's Wichita? Help me. It is Kansas? Okay. Oh, it's your birthday? Oh, dude, your birthday's like next week. That's sick. Happy early birthday, man. Hope you get lots of Never mind. Again, guys, I'm sorry I don't have a loading screen. I bought a new PC, so I don't have any of this stuff. I'll remake it someday. Someday I'll have my funny loading screens again. But for today, you just get lo-fi and the lovely animations that BSG gave us where everything clips. Oh, dude. Then you should just kill yourself. In game, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong about being old. I'm old. Can't have a midlife crisis if you shotgun retire at 29. Those jokes aren't funny. We don't make those jokes in Minecraft. It's joke, guys. Sorry. You should just hang yourself from your ceiling fan in Minecraft. With my luck, my ceiling fan would break. I know, actually, if I hung myself, it would pop. Doesn't stream 6 months, gets banned.
YouTube, you don't understand.
Yeah, I guess that, what, you can't even swear now on YouTube? Oh, dude, the rain, I love it. Nothing's nicer. Dude, look at me on autopilot putting the kit together. Sometimes see guys running from like over there. Yeah, well, what's stupid, here's the thing. You wanna know what's funny about this, Bridine? Okay, I do YouTube Shorts. They are subject to the same 30-second to a minute rule, even if it's a 10-second video. Even if it's a 10-second short. And shorts can only be like 60 seconds max. So do you understand how stupid this is? That like half my videos get like age restricted because they're subject to the same 30-second rule. I put up 10 or 15-second shorts that have a swear word, and because of that, they get like age or ad limited or whatever. I mean, I don't. Luckily, this is my job. Like, I don't care. I make pennies for like 100,000 views. Do not care. So don't think it's about the money. But it is just goofy that is the thing. Not demonetized. I meant ad limited. There's like 3, because you get like there's like demonetized, age restricted, and ad limited. So I usually just get ad limited, age restricted. Guys. I can't. All right. Okay, how's that? I can only turn down the game. I can't turn myself up. How's it sound? Better? Does the game need to be quieter? My mic's at full in both OBS and in... because I can turn it up more. I just have to do a little finagling. I mean, I can make it better, more, so I just need to make sure. Does it need to be more? Toothpaste, please. I actually forgot any toothpaste. Nice! That's good. I need a rig, and I'm gonna wear that. What kind of rig you got for me, bitch? Dude, I love this HPC rig, to be honest. It's like my favorite in the game. Yeah, it'll be fine with inside resort, and I can always just talk loud. Whoa, is this Dasher? I'll just talk louder. It's fine. I'm kind of ASMR speaking. Somebody, no, bro. Good to see you, dude. Hey, son. Let's hide our stuff. Where only a cheater will find it. Right here on this wood. This is the best hiding spot I can think of. See you, buddy. Oop. 4, 5, 6. Where I will find 13 lead X's, 47 tires, and I will win. Unlike last time. I can't believe that guy didn't go down. I cannot believe 4 hits. I'm still bent on that. Dude, yeah, I really appreciate that. You're one of the regular commenters. I like seeing people's names that I know. Sometimes it's hard because people change their names a fuck ton. But it's nice. It's nice. I'm a normal person. I'm good. Just like you. I don't hear anybody this time. Alright, 104. This is where I found my Letty this way. Let's see. Yeah. No, I know. It's, we had this issue. It should be okay for now. Don't want to turn down the game volume too much because when you go inside it'll be too quiet. Alright, to 260. GPU. I also just talk quiet. It's a problem. It's a problem. I talk quiet everywhere. Only on stream. Everywhere else in my life, I feel like I'm too loud and I don't shut up. But unless I'm at work, then I'm like silent because I don't want anyone to talk to me. Grab. I don't remember which of these are worth anything. I'm so bad about the attachments. No Letty. Damn. Bro, what the hell? I have 22 million rubles. I have a stash full of shit. And I hate barters. I hate barters. Oh, 360. Oh, that made me jump. I just fucking hate all that shit. I've been playing Tarkov for... It's like Wipe 7. I've been involved since 2019. I think I started playing in early 2020. Yoink. It's just like, oh my word. That scared me. Anytime, like, good shot, buddy. The less time I have to spend in my stash, that's, the better, you know? Because you have to spend so much time already in your hideout and, like, working with traders and just trying to go through all that. Stinky. Gotta get one of my shotguns. I think he shot me from... let's see. If he cracked me in the back of the head, he had to be back by, like, Sniper Rock. He had to be somebody back there. He could have been in there doing Shooterborn, too. You know what I mean? Let's run a Val. I borrowed this from somebody yesterday. I hate this site, though. I just need Senator, damn it. I just need Senator. My needs are small. I don't need to fight any of you. Because, like, this is the part I don't love. Yeah, no. Do I need streamer kits? Look at my stash. I need to use shit. It's okay that I'm dying. I've got junk to spare. So I have SPP. Can you buy SPP? 800 a round? I don't know if that's any good, but whatever. Quick, somebody tell me. Is this good? We'll just put SPP there. Fuck it. Alright, go through the checklist. We need meds. Go through the checklist. 4 or 5. Let's throw in an ugly helmet. Boom. Styling. Need to eat again. I need to throw the Zag out. I'm missing something. I know I need a bag, but kind of don't want to do it. Use. So 15. It's just the cleanse stuff. All right, backpack. Oh my goodness, because it's just there's so much to do. Why is this game so fucking? It's like 37,000 different little inventories and clicks just to get to the bottom of the motherfucker. I swear, dude. This could be one click. This could be so much more simplistic. Oh, look. I mean, come on. They're wearing me out. Let's grab this. Put this back. Okay, now we can play the game. Wait, is there a laser on that? Yep. Dude, it's just like the time. I mean, here's the thing. If this was Dark and Darker, I would already be in another game, you know? Some of those small things that are a little stinky. Anyway, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some more coffee. smack my finger. Yeah, this is Bear. Is it SPN, maybe? I think it's a new SPN jacket. It's the one they added this wipe. Yeah, Bio, I do too. Here's the thing. I think it would be easy, but at the same time, I also feel like they would find a way to make it just as fucking tedious. You know what I mean? I feel like it would be just as tedious to set it up, and then if you hit like purchase all, like let's think about this. Like let's say you have a preset that has a beta 2 bag, right? And you've died twice and you can't get any more beta 2s, but you have everything else, and you hit like assemble and it doesn't let you buy a beta 2 because of whatever, they're not on the flea and like they're not the traders, and so it just doesn't let you put on your kit at all because you can't get everything. So it fucks up. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like they're gonna do something that makes it super tedious. And even then, you still have to like, even if they do the loadouts, which I know they're gonna do the loadouts, right? They're not gonna do like med. You should be able to go into raid and click a button that says like fill food and water, and you go plink, and it just takes food and water from somewhere in your hideout to get you to 100, or like, you know, get meds, or like, you know what I mean? Like you're still gonna have to go through and do all the little nitpicky things. Yeah, but who cares? I mean, I don't know who cares about gun blueprints. Oh, that's not true. Some people really do. I gotta clarify. I don't care about gun building, but I know some people like love that, and so that's you know, never mind. That is good for some people. Some people like that. I won't. I'll hate it. I'll never use it. It's not true. I actually will. I'll go to Trey, Toothy, Landmark, and just grab their meta builds, save them as mine. Say thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, for the neat ideas. Let me wiggle for you. All right. Sanitar's in this raid. I activated my ESP. Can I get good spawn? Good spawn. All right, not bad. We're gonna go to pure because Sanitar. Laser. Okay. Man, the game just looks so dog shit when it rains. That's okay. It's okay. That's alright. It's okay. The game doesn't have to look good. Oop, got the regular lag at the beginning, guys. That's normal. Don't worry. There should be a player spawn like over here, so there might be a man just sitting here. Yeah, I wish you could just click a drop down that had all of your builds. So I've started just using some like almost the same nomenclature I use as like a file structure at work, right? Where all the builds start with Z underscore and then the name of the gun. So like Z underscore M4, and then, you know, meta, long range, close range, short, and then that way, like, I can always do Z underscore M4, and it'll give me all my M4 builds, because, like, the search function doesn't run until, what, you have, like, 3 characters in it? It won't even check, so it's silly, but it's saved a lot of time. That's how I've been doing it. Highly recommend, by the way. If you don't do that, I would recommend that. Yeah, I don't know why it saves it as like, it's got to be the way that they have it coded to even save presets, that they had to save a stock template, you know? Philopsis, are you talking about the like boss 30% bullshit? Is that the AI changes? Beep boop, I am a robot. I haven't noticed it. To be fair, I saw Sanitar. He still beamed me. So I mean, maybe, but it's just bosses, and I haven't run into enough of them to give a fair assessment. I think the ones you want to see it on. Oh, that's not true. Sturman's Sturman's been pretty chill. I've killed him so many fucking times. I had a weekly for oh, there's a guy laying in the bush because it didn't render. This is goofy. Maybe? Maybe not. What the fuck? Sherman's the easiest boss. I had to do a weekly or a daily or something. I had to do a bunch of woods raids. And man, I just churned those out. Sir. Yeah. I think I've killed him like 9 times. And I mean, every time I go there, I can kill him with just like a naked shotgun. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that one. I don't like Gluhar. Fighting him can be fun, but it's also like the worst experience in the game. Because it's either fun, or no, let me rephrase that. It's not fun. They're either broken and easy because they run into your room one at a time and don't power slide you, or they're broken and AI like bot you through every single wall and beam you, and that's not fun. Ew, gross. Ew. Oh, I've got plans. Ew, stinky. Ew, stinky. Hey, Paige. Whoa, stack of 60. That's nice. Oh boy. Alright, try not to get sniped. Let's run over to cottages and reset. It's not, I'm being dramatic, name. I'm being a bit of a clown myself. I like poking at him. I liked him. Okay, I've said this before. Nice guy is good for the community. He's done a lot of good work. And I'm glad he is a content creator that exists in the Tarkov sphere. That being said, I think his conjecture and the way he just makes up these clown theories about the game and what things mean and then spreads it as if it's fact and shoves it down your throat with like 6 videos a day without any proof to his speculation. Like, he just makes so much shit up and has been wrong so many fucking times. And then his whole freak out coverage and like the way he handled the whole Kev situation, like, I just don't have a lot of respect for him right now. That's all. It's not that I don't like him. It's just one of those things where it's like, dude, you need to settle down. Step back. And I think he's been doing a good job of that for the past, like, month. I'm glad he's kind of found his spot and his streaming and he likes it, but it was just really obnoxious. And he was just wrong and just saying shit. And then I have to deal with it because then people come to my comments and are like, nice guy said this is a thing. Didn't you know? Like, you're not doing this right. This is a thing. And he's just wrong. Like, you gotta remember, he gets to level, like, 20 every wipe. He does not play the game. And that is so fine because he does news. But when he starts telling me things that are true about the game, but he doesn't fucking play, he needs to shut up because it's obnoxious. And he's wrong. And when he's, like, giving his opinions on changes and, like, trust BSG, like, it's okay. These are good changes to the game. And I'm like, dog, they're not good changes. You think they're good changes, but you do not play the game. How would you know? How would you know if they're good changes? So there's nothing wrong with him. Just so everyone's clear. Exactly. That's what it feels like. And if I didn't, here's the thing, if I didn't make videos and I didn't have to have people commenting about, like, nice guy said this, what do you think? Then I wouldn't care. But that's all. That's all. He's a good guy, though. Like, just to be clear, very good guy. But I just don't have a lot of respect for him right now because of how he handled the past year of content. Like the Lightkeeper shit. Oh my gosh, how do you make a 10-minute video when all they did is show the Lightkeeper's finger in a screenshot? Like, holy. Holy, bro. I mean, I think Pastilli does... I don't think he does too many videos. I think he mostly just does big changes nowadays. Pastilli's kind of changing how he does content. Yeah, I don't like... Depending on where you see Rashala, he can be a monster. Mostly just because of how bosses interact with the environment and walls, etc. Yeah, that's the thing that people don't understand too. Like, name the so many, he doesn't explain that, so people trust him like crazy. But again, like, think about how crazy that is. You hit level 20 or 30 in 6 months, and you're like supposed to be the Tarkov guy. It is so you fucker. It's so okay to play the games. I play the games. I'm just saying, don't give your opinion as fact or your speculation as fact. If you don't play the game, because you're probably missing a lot of context. That's all. Alright, we'll keep this one. We'll keep this one. Just as a sign, my peace offering, proving that I'm not a cold-hearted monster. Damn, all the streamer items. Psych! Let's go reset. Try and squeeze in 1 or 2 more. Yeah, I think the news stuff's just a little overdone. There's a lot of news creators, and it's just too much. But everyone, I mean, whatever, man. I don't fucking care. If you don't like it, don't watch it, you know? I bitch because I'm streaming and we're just talking about it. But I mean, that's at the end of the day. Remember, if you don't like it, just don't watch it. It doesn't matter. That's if you're getting cyberbullied, turn off the computer. If your life's okay, so. Yeah, I don't know about one thing. It's like a 15-year-old stuck in a 35-year-old's body. Stop. Bitch. Did you? I don't watch his TikTok. I don't really watch One Peg at all. But bro, come back here. I'll leg you. Oh my word, dude! I'm gonna save you 20s. I'm sorry, I can't let this guy go. I need shotgun kills with scavs, just so everyone understands why I'm. Bro. I'm so bad. Are there any good slugs now to use? Oh, wait. So he said something about, like, professors have wands to stop students who have wands? Guys, you know, the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a wand is a good guy with a wand. My little student comes in, hits me with an Avada Kedavra. I gotta hit him with an Expelliarmus. No, stop. That's so stupid, bro. Gosh, he's such a goofball. Ooh. I can't. I'm not even gonna comment. I don't want to say anything. That's so fucking goofy. I don't even want to know. I'm done. Keep it to yourself. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, in case of mass spellings. Speaking of Harry Potter, I'm gonna buy that game. I bought a PS5 this year. I'm gonna buy that game. I just haven't yet. I might wait for a sale or something. I like Harry Potter. Looks good too, actually. Like, I'm kind of surprised at how good it looks. Oh, it's funny. Did he take it down? Did he actually? That's actually goofy as hell. Okay. Alright, Sanitar. Is it $90? I don't think it's... I think one of the versions is 90. I was just going to get the cheapest. Yeah, the only thing I've played Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Ragnarok on the PS5. They're fun. I own Demon's Souls too. I need to go and play that. Yeah, like I already own it and it's installed. Yeah, I forgot about that. Their prices went up. Dude, Valve, I actually really like it. There's some changes I'm not as cool with. I don't know if... Spoiler alert. So somebody type in chat if you haven't seen it, if you're not caught up, and I won't say anything. But the spoiler-free version is you have to think about the show as an adaptation and remember that, like, there are going to be changes to it. But I like it. I just take it as its own product. You know, it's good. I don't take it as like a one-to-one to games, but both the games are some of my favorite. And, you know, because I'm a normal human being who actually, you know, understands story development and basically I'm not a little crybaby. I actually prefer Last of Us 2. I think Last of Us 2 is a better game. Yeah, I think they're taking good liberties. Yeah, there's some stuff that definitely sucks. I don't think I love, like, the hive mind change. I think that's a little silly. I don't like it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, it just feels so unnecessary. Like, you could have just not done that, and it would have been better. I know they were like, we wanted something else instead of the spores, but the hive mind thing and, like, touching the vines, that just seems stupid. I don't get it. I just think it's dumb. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying too, Silas. It doesn't, like, I don't feel like it adds anything. It's only been used, like, twice. And there's no consistency with it. Yeah, that was one of the changes I didn't like too. Here's the thing. I don't care about the whole, like, I don't care about episode 3, you know, like, I know some people freaked out because they were like, my gays, because Bill was gay in the game, whatever. But I was more pissed because, like, Frank fucking hated him. Like, that ending, you know, when Frank hung himself and whatever and, like, left that note. That was sick. That was in the game. That was, like, so fucked up. But then they, in the show, they made them, like, you know, they live this perfect little life. And it was like, well, that's not, I don't know. In the end, it was more fucked up because... there's literally nobody else in the world, right? It's just them. It's just Frank and Bill. And Frank still, as he's hanging himself, still was like, hey, you're the last guy in the world, and still go fuck yourself. Like, that, where whatever his note was like, I'd rather die than keep living with you. Like, oh, dude, it was so much darker. Like, this show has a lot more, I don't know, levity to it, I feel. It's, like, a lot happier. Which is fine, you know, whatever, let the people eat cake, but... And I don't know. I like stuff that's dark. I like it when it was dark, and the show is just a little bit softer. I didn't like that the actor for Henry's brother, but for the most petty reason, I don't like having to read subtitles. But I know the actor's actually deaf and actually uses sign language, so the kid is great. But I just hate reading subtitles. So I, that was it. Well, that's what I was saying earlier. I prefer Last of Us 2 to Last of Us 1. I like it. I thought it was so fucked up that they make you play as the killer. But, like, the big picture is, like, it's just, the whole point of the second game was, like, killing leads to killing, to hatred. It's all connected, you know, and so many people just were like, I can't believe you killed my good guy. It's like, if you read a lot, and if you read, you know, I feel like you see it a lot more in books than you do in, like, television. But so often in books, they're willing to sacrifice protagonists because you're not killing off a real-life actor. You're not paying the actor. And in a video game, you're not, you know, like, you have to pay people to portray these characters when you kill them. So it's like you're ending contracts, like, there's actually convolution to that. But in books, dude, you're just writing. So that's why in books, it's just like, hey, this main character that you really like, I'm going to blow his fucking head off. And so in the game, I mean, I'm a little desensitized to that because I read a lot, but, and maybe that's also a kind of pretentious opinion where it's like, if you read books, blah, blah, whatever, you know, sue me, hang me, I don't care. Anyway. What the fuck? Where the fuck is he? I didn't see him. Finally, some meat. I just don't see him, bro. I'm gonna back up. Yeah, the outrage of it is just people who don't like that. They thought Joel was a good guy, and that's just the dumbest opinion. You know what I mean? Okay, but that's a fair critique of Valve too, and I agree with that opinion because it did feel almost a little too straightforward in ways. But I liked, dude. It's one of my favorite parts of the game, and I remember talking to my buddy because it was during COVID that we both played it, and so we were like at home, and we both played through at the same time. One of the craziest things is when you first start playing as Abby and you like walk into, not first time, when you're playing as Abby and you go into the like stadium and it shows the WLF and how they're set up, and it just shows like how other societies live and how organized and shit. That was so fucking cool. And like they had their own battle with the Scars. Like they didn't give a fuck about Jackson and this little, like they had a full-on war going on in Seattle. That was so cool. So fucking cool. You have the whole like raid on the island. Like no one, oh man, her story was awesome. And then it just shows how like insignificant Ellie is when she shows up and is like trying to fight Abby, and Abby's just like, fuck off, just leave me alone. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, got goosebumps. I love that story. Sorry, it's cool. It was so well done. Instead of have all these people who were like, but I have to play it. She killed just like, shut the fuck up, you little baby. You're probably not even old enough to get past the M rating on the box. Little fucking tea drinkers. Still go home and ask mommy for some milky. Dumbass opinions. Anyway, welcome to the Tarkov stream that also has hot takes about The Last of Us. Dude, Sanitar. Oh my god. Oh, I just want to bash my head on this wall. Oh. Do we want to reset one more or just go to Resort? We got 15 minutes. Let's go Resort. Since we got to start the Town Hall at 1. I completely forgot that some dude just shot at me. I completely forgot about that. I was so entranced talking about The Last of Us. We were getting shot at by a player. Alright, I'm gonna kill that guy. What? What? Through the tree? Damn, dude, I'm getting smoked now. Couldn't see him. Damn it. I was gonna... fuck. Damn it. That do be how it do, though. Let's run some factory while we wait, and I'll get the shotgun kills on scavs. No, I mean, my deaths made sense. I was sitting in 301. I got sniped. Although that one earlier, but the 4 hits, I still think about that one. Yep, I beat Elden Ring. He could have been cheating, but the chances of that are so low. He would have blasted me in the window at the beginning. Yeah, I mean, I only post Tarkov for the most part, but I played Elden Ring. I play a lot of other games. I like Elden Ring. I don't think I'm going to buy the DLC, though. It's one of those games that, like, it's hard for me to replay because it's open world. Good game. I like it. I need a factory key. But it's hard to replay because of the open world. It's just, like, there's too much, and I don't feel like fucking with it. Do I not have another one? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I love it, but I probably won't play it again for, like, 5 years. Super cool. Probably not gonna play it again. Because I spent so much time, I explored everything. Same thing with, like, I just replayed The Last of Us 2. Like a month ago. And the reason I didn't want to replay it is because there's so much, those like the small open worlds where you have to go around the city and like loot stuff. Like there's so much you have to do compared to the first game, which was more on rails. Both are good, but one of them's easier to replay. And since one of them is easier to replay, that's why I played the first one a lot more, even though I think I actually prefer the second. Because I just don't want to fuck with, I don't want to fuck with all the open world shit. Hey, Baller. Right. Yeah. Well, and there was a lot of reading with the I feel like there was a lot of those mini bosses were the same. Like they had a lot of repeat bosses, and I don't know. It was cool though. I don't know. I had more fun playing Elden Ring and playing that Elden Ring character than I did in my Dark Souls games. But because of how much just like moving around and running from place to place there is, I just don't feel like I don't feel like playing it again. I'm doing well, Baller. We've got the town hall here in like 10 minutes, so we're just gonna bust out some factory, and then Steeyo and his community should be joining us, and Bad will be in here. We'll do a little talk show, a little podcast, and then open it up to the community. Yeah, exactly that too, Full Office. I concur. Oh, dude, that would make me throw up. Let me wiggle for you. I play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. I play so much Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. It's so great. Come here, buddy. Man, I can't believe that TTB gadded me. Oh, you like magic? Yeah, I feel like everybody has one, you know? Go get him, get him! Nice job! Oh, I just do the online version, so I don't pay for anything. Cute little hat to wear. This is cool. Oh yeah, that's another one that I want to replay. I think I got like 10 hours into a replay. I did it on my PS4, but it's on a different account, and I can't transition the save file to PS5 because it's like it's under a different user than the primary user on my PS5. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna replay the beginning 10 hours again. It was already a slog. So whatever, personal problem, but I also love that. It's cool though. I like being in the snow. It's just Rockstar games always do that, where the exposition is they just pile it on in the beginning, and it's always so slow to even like let you run around and do shit. Bro, what happened? Bro, you okay? Do you microphone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sorry, man. I was just curious. Did you kill these guys? Did
Dude.
what?
What you saying?
What? How do you what? Do you want to trade?
Trade what?
I have these 2 dog tags.
Okay, drop your gun.
Okay. Okay, now you drop yours.
I'm naked.
Oh, well then come get these guys' guns you killed. We can get out. Hey, wait, I hear that. That's not naked. Bro, wait, don't do it. Get fucked, bitch. I am naked. It would be an ump user too. Little brain dead ump user. What happened, man? He failed. And he ran, bro. He ran. Didn't even try. He would have had me had he just swung the right peak. I was dead. What you saying? What you saying? What, man? What? I guess I should probably clip that. I should probably clip it, because I gotta put that on YouTube. Wah, wah, wah. People want to see it. Now I'm gonna die to an extra camper. Wah, wah, wah. Dude, what do you mean what was going through his brain? Fucking nothing. He's using an ump. The only thing going through this guy's brain was whale noises. Bro, so if you camp me, you kiss boys. Good. That was good. That was a good one. That was funny. I think I confused him when he was like, "Okay, drop your gun," and I threw the shotgun down. His little ump user brain was like, did do it? Me, he did it. What do I, and then just run. That's goofy. Funny. Let's try and squeeze one more in. Oh man. I love VoIP. I do. It's so good. I'm gonna keep my little cute hat. Yeah. I'm naked. Click, 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 click. What? Like, it doesn't even know how to lie. Does not even know how to lie. And he would have had me. He had a right peak. He just had to swing, and I was dead. But instead, he ran, bro. He ran. Motherfucker said, bye. Yeah. And then he probably reports me. It's like, yeah, he was talking weird. He has a weird name. Clearly cheating. God, I just saw that goat video. So many cheaters. I hate cheaters. 60% of the player base cheats. He's a wiggler. Yes, my favorite thing is using that voice and not saying a real sentence. The making noises, asking him a question, and then just repeating, what? What? Man, can you, what? They sit there and wipe and just don't know what to do. Yeah, no, Viridian, exactly. They don't even know how to listen to statistics, where it's like 60% have at least one, is what he said. And then, but here's the thing, Goat also has backed down on that a bit, because he's reiterated time and time again, like, it's anecdotal and it's just kind of a guess. It's not a hard and fast statistic. It's a guess. So it's not even worth, like, the stats in that we'll talk about the town hall. We'll talk about it at the town hall. Because the stats, you basically shouldn't even reference them. You should shut up about the stats. The point was not the stats. The point was just to see how many closet cheaters there are. Because that's what veterans... Oh, I gotta shut up, because we're gonna talk about that in 4 minutes with everybody. I need to vent. Correct, Viridian. Exactly. And so people need to shut up. But of course, you know, the average brain dead player didn't listen to what he was saying and just heard numbers, and now it's just reiterating numbers that they didn't understand. I know, baller. Hey, I saw your message, by the way. I replied direct. I totally fucking forgot. We had been DMing, but I was working. And I just never answered Rex's question, so thanks for the bump. I apologize. That's my bad. I'm terrible with communication, to be honest. I have to, like, do so much at work communicating that I just, when I'm not working, I, like, just turn it off. I might not be able to do tonight. I need to just connect with, I need to talk with Rex. I know you guys can't do Sundays, though. I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. I was trying to go to dinner. I don't know if I can do 8:30, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. My tag? Fucking grief, bro. I feel like I'm tagged. That doesn't make sense. That's why you pre-med. Tarkov is a hardcore, realistic shooter. Just kidding. Oh, I don't have any tropes. Brother. I think it's if you, like, no armor and a pistol. That's why I'm saying it's weird. But I felt like they were super after me. I don't think I was true tagged, but it's usually if you have a hatchet or just a pistol, you get tagged. Hit him. Bro, stop. Woo! Darn. That's okay. 12:59. It's a good raid though. That was fun. Oh, did we trade? No. That's the guy I dropped on. Never mind. 833. Not bad, boys. Not bad. Claps. We did good. That's the point of Factory. The Thunderdome. It's just for fun. Okay, let's Let me... I'm gonna check on Steeyo real quick. How did we end? How many more do I need? Fuck me, 3 more for this. I get a med case, which is nice. Okay. Let me set the town hall. What? Oh. Oh, hi, buddy. Hi, dog. Come here, buddy. I'm holding my puppy. Do you want to say anything to the people? Don't lick the mic. Stop licking the mic. No, my dog's name is Pippin. Okay, good yawn. Good yawn, buddy. Right into the mic. Good yawn. Alright, you gotta go out?
Probably.
Alright. There you go. Oh. Relinquish me of the dog. Stupid dog. No, you're good. Can't get Discord to open. Hold on. I don't think anything in here is muted. There it is.
Yes, we are. But yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Can we... Okay, can anyone quick confirm in the chat room? Can we hear everybody? Is everything okay? Steve, can you talk real quick so I can shut up your volume?
Hello, testing 1, 2, and a 3.
Alright, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Woot, you're in chat. Tell me sound is good? Okay, now everyone's saying it's good. Sweet.
Good.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just... Oh, goodness gracious. Woods jumped right into the fucking town hall waiting room. I'm gonna turn down
They've
the
been in
music a little
there
bit.
hanging out, yeah. They're ready.
Okay. Okay, everyone. So I'll go ahead and kick it off. For everyone in the chat... Oh, Steeyo, are you still streaming?
I am.
Okay, tell people that I don't have your chat up, so if they want to make a comment that everyone can see, just tell them to type in the YouTube chat, but they don't have to watch, just so everyone... I don't want to miss anybody if somebody calls me an idiot. I want to be able to be like, hey, you little stinker, shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? So, just so everyone knows. Anyway, welcome everyone to the Tarkov Town Hall. This is a community podcast, talk show dealio. Essentially, for the first 30-ish minutes, it's going to be myself and the co-hosts kind of talking about the topic for the day. And then for the other hour and a half, 2 hours, you, the listener, can join and talk to us and give your opinions on the topic. So the instructions to do that are on screen as well as in the description of the YouTube live stream. So go ahead and join the Discord. There is a town hall waiting room at the top, so you can pop in there and we'll pull you in. We're giving people about 2 to 5 minutes, just depending on how many people we have waiting, and it's a hard cut. So we'll give you a heads up, but we punt you. You're just gone. We'll say, hey, thanks, bye. So we love to hear from people, but there's sometimes a lot of people, so that just depends. Today's topic that we wanted to cover is, shocker, the video, right? So Goat put out a video for context about cheating in Tarkov. It has been making the rounds, and I think everyone's heard opinions on it. I think that it would be really good for us three to talk about more of the way that the perception of the video from like veterans and the disconnect from like the casual player, because everyone viewed it differently, right? And we saw that with the creators and other streamers, and some of them doing a little bit of backpedaling. So I think we'll talk about all that. So if you, the viewer, want to pop in and give your opinion on the video and what you liked and what you learned, what you didn't like, feel free here in the next like half hour. All right, all that rambling being said, my name is Shudaville, and I'm joined with 2 beautiful gentlemen, neither of which I've actually seen. So if you guys want to kind of introduce yourself, Bad, go first, and then we'll give Steeyo a little platform to promote his brand.
Like always, I'm gonna treat this like alcoholic. Jesus, AA.
Alcohol.
Clearly, I need to sign up for.
Yeah, when did you start? It's only one for us.
I'm bad, and I haven't played Tarkov in like 4 months. I'm 4 months clean, and it feels great. But yeah.
All right. We are also joined by the spud himself, Steeyo. Welcome. You're our first guest. Tell us about yourself,
happening?
man.
Hello, gentlemen and gentle ladies. I'm Steve.
No. My audience is like 99% male. We don't need to talk to the women. It's okay. Oh wait, you're streaming. You might have women actually. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
The Spud. There's some wonderful ladies over here. Yeah, my name is Steve. I'm a little potato. I'm from Scotland. I'm addicted to Tarkov. I don't think I'll ever unbe addicted to Tarkov. Maybe that day will come sometime. Who knows? Shag knows. But we love Tarkov and everything that wraps around it. And stream on Twitch, do a little bit of YouTube, do a bit of this, do a bit of that, and just, I don't know, man. I guess sometimes people maybe brand me as a BSG dick rider. That's been thrown out on Twitter quite often. I try to remain pretty critical of the game, but I do love it, man. And yeah, that's me, I suppose.
So do we, though. Like, we also love it, but I'm definitely not a dick writer. I've probably been more critical, less publicly. I'm more critical in DMs when I'm allowed to just be like, you know, unless somebody leaks them, right? Then, then we might have a problem. But right now, it's okay. Well, I guess. So, this video dropped, and when it first came out, I was a little bit like, my first reaction was, you know, like, what? Good video, but I think I felt the same way a lot of these other creators did, where if you've been playing the game for a really long time and you're a high skill player, and I'm sure both of you can speak to this, you kind of just, you know, when you have one of those deaths that's like, I have 5k hours. I would not have played like that. I would not have shot like that. Like, that was weird. Everything about they did, like, it's just those weird interactions that are hard to like articulate to average viewers. But I don't know. What? Yeah, go ahead.
We say this so many times on here and privately. That is one of the big benefits of sitting down and clipping all of your sketchy deaths, because if you have someone that you can show that to and talk through it, it is a big help in like understanding or getting a feel for that, like, intuition that more people who put more time in have.
Yeah.
Man, so the thing with the video for me, right, is if you asked me every few days since it came out, my opinion's probably changed.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, my initial reaction was, this feels more like a documentary than like a presentation of statistics and actual, like, here's the fucking facts over some data or some amount of raids that we can justify to be a good sample. But like, it honestly just felt like a light documentary. And I don't know, I think he done a good job of it for what he did. But then it's like, I'm kind of sat there saying like, well, there's nothing I really didn't know. And I feel like all the content creators are being like, oh, we already know there's cheaters, man. And like, fine, sweet. But I want to see, like, I don't want to see what a cheat looks like. You can Google that. Like, this is not something new. And, you know, with people saying that, like, it just promotes cheating, you go on TikTok or YouTube, like, you can see this stuff. There's millions of views on that kind of shit. But I just felt like it was way too documentary. But then subsequently, I think he received that feedback, and then he kind of released another video with a little bit more. Yeah. I think if he included that in the original video and just maybe took a little bit more time, then the original reaction of the community would have been way different.
Yeah, that was, because here's the thing, because I already felt like, man, there's so many cheaters right now, and it feels like I think the discrepancy with when I say, you know, wow, that guy was cheating, and a viewer spits back like, there's no way. What do you mean? He wasn't flying. He wasn't like, I don't really run into rage hackers. I run into the same thing we saw. The people that didn't even have aimbot in Goat's videos, the people who just had the ESP, right? I feel like I had felt like it was a lot of those closet people, and that was really hard to like explain. But I think that's why for me, when I saw the video, it was wild to see it, but it was just a confirmation of what I was feeling. I was like, yeah, man, it felt like this is how it is. It feels weird when, you know, you drop your quad nods in a bush, like in a corner of the map, come back and they're gone. Like, you're like, man, that's just, that's weird. The chances of this. But And so I think that's why a lot of people, even myself, is kind of like, I mean, cool. It's a cool video, but I don't feel like it did anything because it wasn't statistical. It didn't provide any information that I didn't already feel like I know. But I guess for the average player, that was the disconnect, where all of a sudden they were like, oh my gosh, there's cheaters in Tarkov. It's like, everyone's been telling you there's cheaters in Tarkov. Why haven't you been listening to us? But I mean, I don't know. Do you talk about cheaters a lot on your stream? Like, or do you just kind of skip past them? I know people handle it differently.
Yeah, I kind of just try to avoid the subject, mostly because, like, we know they're there. I don't really want to give them any airtime more than they deserve.
Totally.
And I feel like I'm a big believer in, like, fucking hell, this is going to sound like a shit example, but like law of attraction, right? So like,
sure.
You spend energy thinking about something or talking about something, then, you know, it'll either come to fruition or you can manifest it into like a fucking reality. And what I'm saying is, if you're sitting talking about cheaters, I'm not saying that you're going to get like loads of cheaters in your raids, but more, it's more the mindset, right? So like, if I'm actively talking about cheaters and stuff like that, then every time you have a death, you're like, it's already at the forefront of your mind, where like, even if you do think that, it's like just any player in Tarkov, just hit tab, go to overview, and look at how many times you died. What's one more death, man? Like, I just try to go into the next raid and, you know, bin it off and forget about it. We all die a shit ton. It's just the nature of the game. So to sit and quander whether it was a cheater or a legitimate player or just getting Tarkov'd, I don't find using energy in that space does me any good.
No, I mean that is, I think, the most realistic and probably the most beneficial way to handle it. Especially, I mean, look at the whole like the anti-cheat Discord, man. Look at the anti-cheat Discord. They set up this whole crazy thing to look at clips, and we saw with one of the, I forget the guy's name, a streamer had just a bad desync
Hero or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. He just had a really weird like a weird connection, a weird desync moment, and he looked hella sus, right? But like, if you're gonna, you know, put your whole stream on one weird interaction, there's so many other things in the game that are broken that I feel like you can point to often before you point towards like, this guy's cheating. This guy's definitely cheating. But I don't know.
I wish I had a nice positive outlook like you, Steve, because that is 100% something that I like. That's what stopped me from playing, is I know what I'm going to deal with as soon as I boot that game up. It may not be the first raid or the second, but I know eventually what I'm going to run into. And that, you know, it sullies it. And like what you're saying, every interaction I have, like I hear the person running off, I'm like, all right, well, let's see what we get here, you know?
Roll the dice. Yeah. That's how it felt. I mean, today and yesterday, some reason, I don't know, game felt really smooth and clean, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think one thing is cool about the video as well, which I think actually was probably the big positive for like most players, is what kind of cheaters are we seeing in your raids, right? So like, oh, I actually had like really good session today. We maybe died a couple of times, like maybe they were clean, maybe they weren't, but like it felt like a good session. But then how many times in those raids have you saw like one of these branded like white coat cheaters that like will just passively leave other players unless they like really need to get them for a quest or something, but they're trying to find Rashala or something like that, so they go in and then they just go, all right, he's in the raid, cool, we'll go fight him. If he's not in the raid, we'll just be, you know, a pacifist and just extract kind of thing. And you know, they could see you and could have killed you like 10 times over, but they just leave you be. Or maybe you have something that they need and it's like, you know, they're branded as these like white coat guys that are the good guys, if you can even say that much. How many times does that happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that every second raid, and then like every other raid is where the, you know, it's either someone rage hacking or is actually just going to kill you? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good point too. It just kind of, because I feel that so many people had that perception of like, it's just got to be a rage hacker, right? If it's not a rage hacker, there are no cheaters in Tarkov. You know what I mean? There is no Warren Bossing say. Like, it's that's how I feel like it was handled before. I do think though, one of the things that I, as somebody who's been around the community for a while, that I really enjoyed about the video, not necessarily like the stir it's made, but dude, seeing the amount of creators who just like every second, the first like 2 or 3 days, to curb stomp GOAT and be like, you know, fuck you, this is a stupid opinion, you're ruining the game. You know, Eroctic put out an unlisted video of that was like super wild, and just like offensive and shitty. And then you see all these people who are now doing the turnaround where they're like, actually, I loved the video the whole time, now that it's got millions of views, and like,
Let's collab.
right? And now all these people that shit talked him on stream are like, come on my podcast, oh, I'd love to do a video with you, can't wait to like. The flip has been ludicrous. It's been so goofy, and it's just, for me, there's so many creators, I'm like, I just lost so much respect for you, because either you don't critically think, maybe you overreact to things or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, I'm also, I don't like live stream or do any of that, so it's easy for me to throw stones, right? Because all my opinions are kept private. So I mean, I'm also totally a hypocrite. But,
I think Tarkov just has the perfect setup for that storm to happen. Like with the closet cheaters and the people that Steve was talking about who just walk around the map to kill Rashal, like, it's perfectly set up for you to never detect those people via like you as a player or cheat or anti-cheat or whatever. Because they're not interacting with anyone, you'll never know they're there.
Yep.
It's just, oh, dude.
It's such a yikers topic, man, for me.
Like, you have to dance on like eggshells here. Like, there's no winning.
I do agree though. Like the U-turn was just and it wasn't even slight. It wasn't even
dude,
like
that's the best part.
Yeah, sure. Like, I guess over time someone can slightly change their opinion.
Yes.
It's like, it's just like hot then cold. It's like, it's so insane. Yeah, I mean, he did take a bit of a hammering, but then, people are getting involved and stuff. But the thing that probably bothers me the most, that's a bit sad, is like, it's just the fact that he's got like some form of platform, right? So say you engage with like some content creator and you have a bit of a disagreement, and they're like, you get fucking nailed to the cross, so to speak, and this creator's like, oh, your opinion's trash, and then his army come along or her army come along, and they're like, yeah, fuck you, man, like your opinion's shit or whatever. Then if that streamer or that community does change their opinion, right, does that little guy that doesn't create content and doesn't have a platform, does he ever get like the closure of like then reconnecting with the community or the streamer, the content creator, to then be like, yeah, we, actually you did have a good point there, man. Yeah. Because we're all humans at the end of the day, right? With feelings. So like, Goat obviously taking a hammer, and he's probably like, at the time, I think he probably doesn't mind. I think he probably has a very good mental game to like withstand all that. Yeah. So he probably just didn't give a fuck. And quite rightly so. And as it started to change, I bet you inside he was like, fuck it, dude. Yeah, you all know. But then what about that little guy that gets slammed, and then he doesn't get the closure? He'll be like, oh man, I feel like I've been hard done by here. It's a little bit unfair, but I guess that's just the nature. Yeah, no, but I mean, it's you speak to something that I really don't like is it's if when these entertainers and these streamers have their whole community behind them, and they take such hostile approaches to it, where they're being very aggressive towards other people. It's like you said, it's like armies clashing, and then everyone, in the middle, the entertainers are fine. They're up there with their opinions on Twitter, but then everybody else is like fighting tooth and nail, like just absolutely going at each other. Yeah, I think I even said to you, like, one of my goals this year was like going to try and increase my presence and my interaction on Twitter, and then literally I was like, fucking hell, we got through January, lads. We made it through it, and then we got into February. I was like, nah, fuck this. Twitter's going in the bin. I'm going to read it on the side when I'm bored. Maybe I shouldn't interact. Yeah, you open it up. Yeah, I can't do Twitter, man. It's like, I just can't. I used to say that Reddit was the worst place of like a Tarkov community, man. I think Twitter is moving up fast. Bro, I love Twitter. Bad out there. It's so funny. It's so funny. Don't get it wrong. I love it too. I mean, I love it because of how bad it is, right? It's the same reason I read like the Tarkov subreddit, because they're so dumb. Like, I have to ingest this. I have to. These people are real people who actually typed this that I'm reading, and it's so dumb. I need to soak this up. Dude, I completely, I don't know why this didn't come to my head. Like, we're just talking about like the video and the people. It is
asinine to me. And here's where I'll start throwing punches. It is fucking ridiculous that it took this type of video and this type of reaction for all of a sudden the floodgates feel like they're open with BSG. They're communicating like crazy. Probably, I mean, granted, I mean, half the stuff coming out of their mouth, I feel like is bullshit. It doesn't matter anyway, but they're communicating and they're making changes like left and right, things that people have complained about for ages, right? More recoil changes, the shooter born changes, but like they're just boom, throw in. Somebody says like Gigabeef on Reddit as an example. During the Q&A, he was like, hey, these turn penalties that you added yesterday, I think they're really bad on the backpacks. Nikita responded, okay, removing. Like, what? That would have been like a wipe-worthy change, you know, a year ago. Like, I just don't, it's, oh man, it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad that it took a video like this for the community to start being listened to. And that's what it feels like. Maybe that's not the case, but I don't know. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts
but I
on
think it's stemmed from a few things, isn't it? Because like they tanked off all the sort of content Sherpas, and then they've made some new emissaries, and they've positioned someone as a community representative, community manager, in some way, shape, or form. At least in EU or the UK. I don't know if there's been someone similar in NA and OCE, but so they done that, and then now they're making like changes. So maybe it's like it's definitely BSG's downfall. Like if there's one thing they're going to hammer them for is like the lack of communication and it being a bit unclear, and can't sit there and say it's a bit of a language barrier or anything, because
Right.
you know what's the proportion of their customers that are predominantly English speaking. It's very interesting. While you mentioned it, what do you think of the shooter born changes
I mean,
back to 100 meters?
I think that again, I just think you're missing it's the forest for the trees, right? Because I think that Shooterborn has an opportunity to be a very engaging task that is more dynamic as opposed to just this black and white like headshots at range. Like I feel like it'd be more interesting if it was like maybe on woods it's like I just think there's better ways to do it. If woods it was 150 and it's 2 headshots at 150, and then you have streets where it's like I don't know, 3 headshots at 100. Like I feel like there's cooler things you can do that encourage what you want, which is sniping. You want the idea of the quest is show me you're a good shooter, right? So I don't know. I just feel like that could have been better done. I do think 125 just blanket was silly. Like you look at customs, for example, and that map's just kind of there are totally lines of sight that are 125. Like I'm not saying there aren't, because people are immediately going to be like, I actually know 3 spots. Shut the fuck up. I know. All right, stop. Hold. I need to say something. But there's so many in that are like 100, like 95 to like 105 that it just didn't make sense for some maps. Especially streets, dude. Streets, you think it'd be easy, and that was the hardest one for me. I spent like 2 days working on streets because there's just so much shit in the road that people can like jump behind. It's hard to get elevation, but that's what I think. That was the most long-winded, pretentious answer, I feel like, to your question. What do you think, Steve? How do you feel about it?
I'm a little bit gutted. I feel like you stole my thunder, man, because that's like I'm literally on the same track. And then as soon as you started speaking, I was like, this fucking guy. So I actually
I just sit in your stream, I take your opinions, I'm going to regurgitate them right before you can say them.
They're mine now.
They're mine.
We were actually talking about it the other day, but I honestly think the same. Like, you know, it's an end game quest where your shooting ability should be tested. So why not make it a little bit more dynamic? Like something like woods and lighthouse, maybe even shoreline. Like why not bump that to 150?
Right.
Or maybe even
same
push
thing.
it further. Because it's like, yeah, sure, it's going to be a fucking hard shot, but like, did they create that task with the intention for it to be like just something where you go through the motions, or actually like when you complete the task, there's a bit of satisfaction saying like, wow, we done it like that.
Yeah.
That is a
like,
tricky one.
Or like, what if you did like lighthouse, 1 headshot, 200 meters? There's plenty of, you can just get up on the mountains. But like, I mean, I feel like most of my shots on that map were 200 anyway. My 125s were super long. Like, I feel like making it dynamic so you're actually challenging the player base. You're actually, you know, encouraging the behaviors that you want to see on the map. because you don't get that when it's customs 125 or streets 125. People were just I just jumped up on the balcony, right, that little cheese spot, and looked down the street and sat there for 4 hours a day playing on my phone, shooting occasionally, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is as well, and I know what people will say is, you know, that's fine for us. It might have like X thousand amount of hours, and someone that's working full time with a family and only get to play a couple hours a week, it could be quite a challenge if they're not proper in the rhythm of playing most days. So I get that as well, but like what I would say to those guys is like, if you really want to get to Kappa and that's the reason that you want to complete the task, if you want to get to Kappa, then like if you're able to get there, the 3 slots in the container won't mean anything to you. Because
Right.
if you're able to play the game to get to Kappa, those 3 additional slots, you probably don't need them because you're a handy enough player anyway. So in that sense, if there is a few tasks that you find are tricky or enjoyable, like say last wipe you got 6 out of 12 shooter burns, so it's like, right, next wipe we're going to try and beat 6. Like everybody's end game can be different, and like that's completely fine. But you know, it's I absolutely love this quote, but it's comparing yourself as like the biggest thief of joy. And if you're like, well, I want to get to Kappa because like that's what everybody's doing, and it's like I can only get to shooter burn, but I find it really tough, and you know I might spend like 2 months on like a single map on blah blah. Like that's actually fine. We just don't compare yourself to someone else, because like that's what's actually stealing your fun, man. Like just do you.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think it's hard it's easier for the average player base. I imagine it's probably harder for you, because when you're a content creator, you're literally it's the most direct comparison. So you have to very forcefully not compare yourself, right? Because if I go to Twitch and I go to the categories, right, and I click into Escape from Tarkov, you are literally being compared 1-to-1 on your left, on your right, beneath you, and above you. You know, like I literally have to, right? That's hard. That's glad it's not me. That's all I'm saying. I mean, good on you for taking that on, but that'd be hell.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It was really tough, and I do think it's like, it's not something new. It happens everywhere, right? Like, you know, how much do you earn? How big is your house?
Right.
How fancy is your car? Like, you know, and you'll always want more, and that's fine and that's natural. But like, I do think just taking a step back and take a game like CSGO. This may be a shit analogy, but it's the only thing that's coming to my little brain at the minute is if you're like, I don't know, DMG rank or whatever, you want to get to the next rank, or maybe you're like, whatever you are, you get to LE and you're like, I just really want to get to Supreme Master First Class, or I want to get to Global Elite. Like, if you get to Supreme Master First Class and you're like, oh yeah, like I'm over the moon with that. Like that's amazing. I didn't think I'd ever get here. There is still another rank to go. So why is it in Tarkov that like, if I can't complete all the quests to get to Kappa, it's just like, I'm just so honed in on being unhappy with not being able to do this quest? Is that, I don't know if that's a good comparison, but
no, it makes sense.
Point...
That makes sense. I mean, I understand it from like a peanut perspective. I know Bad actually plays CSGO, but like the ranking, it makes sense.
My question with anyone who presents like I just want to get to Kappa, I want to, you know, but like why? It's kind of like what you're saying, like why do you want, what about those slots matter to you? Because, you know, to touch back on what you're saying, like if you get Kappa, hell, if you get Epsilon, usually the extra slots in your butt don't matter. You're running big bags, guns that you can defend yourself with. Like, there's no reason for any container play, IMO. I firmly believe that, especially when you're talking about things like Shooterborn, it's best to do what is like fun for you, right?
Yeah. Sure,
there's the 2 spots on streets that you used, right? But I bet there's others. So maybe you find one that works best for a bolt action or whatever.
Okay, all right, mister. No, you go try and do Shooterborn. Don't bring up specifically streets. Use
First
any
of all,
other
no.
example. You need to go do it, because Shooterborn on streets. Steve, how did you do it? How'd you do it? Real quick. I know you did it. You're a Kappa enjoyer, aren't you? You have a big ass.
You got a big ass.
Yeah, I saw it.
I am. Where did I get my kills, man? One was from like cinema, looking towards sewer. Just sort of sat there. I also sat right in the middle of the tank that's like outside of Pinewood on the corner. opposite like Skybridge. I just lay on the road, mate. Like literally in the middle of the road. I just proned in the middle of the road, like absolutely just disrespecting.
Oh, that's
like,
okay.
my life. And I just proned in the middle of the road with a DVL and just waited. And I
That's
think
point, I guess. You can do it your own way, but... Well, I did the cheese spots. Fuck all you. I cheesed the hell out of it, and I liked it.
is this the? Oh yeah, I remember this. This was like the cheese spot at Skybridge, maybe was it?
Yeah, the Skyridge one where you jump off the side, sit on the balcony. Yeah, I did it. So what? What are you gonna do? Sue me? Ban me? False ban me?
I mean, I think
hit me with the 60
I think
day?
the most common one was people doing it from the car extract and like vice versa,
Yeah.
bi-directional.
Yeah, I was doing that one too. I think that's where I got my last one. Was looking towards car, but well, I guess to circle back, is there anything else that we missed? I guess before we start letting people in about, sorry if you hear my dog in the background. If there's things about the video or about Goat or about the way that was presented. One thing I guess that I just want to say. It is so frustrating to me right now that the average player is really focusing on these numbers, like the 60%, that mean fucking nothing. Like Goat explicitly has said, yeah, I kind of guessed. It's a guesstimate, which makes sense. He didn't say this is fact, right? But oh my gosh, the amount of people who are like so 60% of raids have it. That was by the way, just for anyone who, it's like 60% of raids have at least one cheater was the stat he gave. But then it was like, but I don't know, it's anecdotal, right? I didn't do enough raids to make it statistically, worthwhile. But oh, dude, that's just been, that's not, stop getting so hung up on the numbers. That's not the point of the video.
That's what people are going to get hung up on.
And that's what
because
they
it's something
do,
that you can,
man.
You can easily be like, oh, that's silly. 60%,
Yes.
that's dumb. So the rest of it's dumb.
Right.
Yeah, and I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, you first.
I was going to say so the thing that kind of resonated me with that is remember they decreased the ping limit. So it used to be like 200 or whatever it was, and they lowered it, and then they lowered it again, and I think it ended on somewhere around like, was it 120 at one point, or am I smoking some mad shit? I could be.
I don't know.
At least I know it was like 150, but they dropped it so that players across seas and stuff can come into different regions to then cheat, whether it was to kill players or whatever. I don't know why they couldn't just play on their own servers, like
Yeah.
that's local to their
yeah.
region. So if I'm a player in EU West, like why would I want to go to say like OCE or NA West
Yeah.
to play? Like I there's a server that I can connect to that's in the region that I live in. So, and then there's like using VPNs to like go to different regions and stuff. I don't actually understand why some cheaters or some players would cross region like that unless they're trying to play at awkward times to get no players.
Yeah, right.
So
I
then
think
the
that's,
ping limit,
yeah.
they reduced the ping limit to then prevent people coming over that were going to cheat, and then they then increased it again. So then going back to the 60% thing, it's like, the number of raids that he did, what times, what maps.
Right.
Because he seemed to do like a lot of customs.
Yeah.
So it could be like, that's your take on customs. But then what about, if you got a whole bunch of people on different regions to play, and then night and day, different maps, and then different times during the actual day. So if you're playing at 8 a.m. in the morning versus a 10 p.m. session on like a Friday night versus Monday morning and all that kind of stuff, it's like, yeah, I don't know, like that, giving it like some kind of, the only people that can give that kind of statistic is,
Yeah.
I would love to say BSG, but then again, if they could tell you how many people were cheating at any given time, you'd like to think they could remove them.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's like, fuck. Does anybody actually know?
No, I completely agree. Okay, well, here's the fun part of the stream. So, Steeyo's audience, I'm specifically talking to you. If you would like to talk on this and give your opinion and hop on this call with us, join the Discord in the description of my stream. I can actually generate an invite and I'll send it to Steve so he can put in his chat. Hop in the town hall waiting room and we'll just start pulling people in to talk specifically around either the way that creators handled this, try and keep the topic pertaining to having something to do with the cheating video that Goat did. So
The video.
the video. Let me get an invite real quick.
you spoke about earlier how like, oh, I just don't understand why a video like this, caused it. I had to dust off an old catalog in my brain. 5 years ago, a YouTube creator made a video on netcode for Escape from Tarkov when it was at its worst. And that was the only way that we have what we have now in terms of netcode. Because there's the same sort of critical, well, back then, unfortunately, it only reached 260K, but it was like a critical mass moment where everyone was looking at it like, oh my god, it's this bad, really? And then BSG went full, what we're seeing now. Yeah, this is what we're doing, it's happening, I'm on Reddit, Q&A, full, I don't want to call it damage control mode, but...
Right. Well, but it looks a certain way. Even if it's not damage control, it sure fucking looks like damage control.
Yeah, so... I dusted that off my brain last night, and I was like, wait, this has happened before.
All right, here we go. Stee, I'm sorry to start with this. Our first speaker...
Oh, man. Come on, man. Fuck. Now my kid will kill me for saying that.
It's too late now.
Hey there, pal. Welcome, Woots. Woots? Dude, if he stepped away...
Oh, that's unlucky.
Oh, I hear him. Oh, you're quiet. Speak again?
Hello.
Okay,
Hello,
turned you up.
gentlemen.
All right, Woots. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, what do you want me to say?
Your opinion.
Stick to the script, man. Stick to the script. Come on.
Well, I think this has been a very controversial topic, but I think at the end this is gonna be good for the community. So, as I said, it's a very controversial topic, but if this shit going out for all this week long is gonna be useful for us as a community, or for the community of the game itself, to make BSG, to make the Nikita and the developing team listen more to the community. It's more than welcome.
Do you think that this is gonna like stick around for a while, Woots? Like, do you think that we've tipped, like, we're over the edge now, and BSG is gonna just stay on this pace?
I don't know what's going on, really going on into BSG headquarters at this moment, but I'm sure that Goat's video on the one show from Linus, it was like it unchained a reaction that ended up with Goat. Well, the video was gonna be released anyway, but the video itself was an earthquake, and everything we are having now, it's like the tsunami that comes after the earthquake itself. And I honestly think that this tsunami hasn't ended yet at all. I think there's much more to come. That's much more side effects are still to come. It's only we don't know what going on in BSG, so we are not.
Right.
We can't expect what kind of decisions are. I don't really know. So it depends from Nikita's brain and BSG decisions at the end. Yes, sure, that's gonna be backpedaling, that's gonna be many things that you don't expect happening, but at the end, I think all this stuff is just beginning.
I think sorry to jump in, Woods, but I think what is quite interesting is we actually kind of disagreed initially, didn't we? We had like a little conversation, and your take was that the video was going to be quite impactful, and I was kind of not so hopeful, to be honest. And that was more, I think what's kind of happened there is obviously the videos went a bit viral, so that helps, and obviously the WAN show obviously had a big impact in boosting that, as it was linked on Reddit, and the whole thing about the fact that never got deleted, and it was on a part of his video where they talked about it, and his link to the video was there, so that would have helped the video gain traction. But initially, you were quite sorry for speaking on your behalf, but you were quite optimistic about the video and you felt it was like really going to do something, where I was a bit more like, we've seen people do interviews with cheaters, people talk about cheaters, most people know kind of what's going on to some extent. But I guess just with how viral the video went and how much engagement it got on Reddit and Twitter and, you know, any stream or, you know, a lot of them content creators reacting on it with YouTube videos, that just gained more and more traction, right? And then at that point, I feel like my opinion changed a little bit, because, and the same with BSG, because how many times does someone release a video on YouTube with, here's proof that someone's cheating? This guy's done a bit of a documentary on it. BSG at this stage can then no longer like not acknowledge it or put some kind of statement out. So within simply the traction that it got, BSG just have to acknowledge it now. And I guess that's what they've kind of done with Nikita doing his Ask Me Anything and all that kind of stuff on Reddit, and doing some of the RMT changes with barters and whatnot, and some of the flea changes. So it's quite interesting how it initially landed like that, because I really wasn't hopeful of the video doing anything. And I also think it is partially a little bit of pot luck, the fact that it got so much traction. I don't even know how it got onto the WAN show.
Well, I think so. Isn't it that like I think Goat had worked previously with not Linus, the other guy. Like I think they were friends before this, yeah. And so they had talked about it, and that is how it made it onto the wine show. It's like a perfect storm that propelled this video. And it's good that it got propelled, in my opinion, because like not even for the video's sake. Like I don't fucking care about what with the content, but like I think BSG would have shot it down when it was growing, but because all these other things, you know, all these other podcasts and people saw it first, it's like it's almost worse if they, you know, if they were to just take it down. I mean they're not even like related to the subreddit, and BSG got flame for the way that the subreddit handled it and all the way the mods were doing all that jazz. But
I don't like to carry water for BSG very much anymore, but I really think that either scenario, they weren't going to flag the video. They learned their lesson from all the other times they've done it. I like to think that, but who the fuck knows? They're in Wild West times.
Yeah.
As a major resume of everything you guys were talking about and saying regarding this issue, this topic, I think at the end the question is that the bomb was dropped straight ahead on BSG headquarters. I mean, it's having such an impact, such a straight impact into BSG, that is forcing them to move up, to keep going and do something. At the beginning, I thought that everything they were trying to do in order to keep the damage, to make a damage control of the situation, take a bit of control of the situation. I think they were like headless chickens running away and just running without any kind of sense, as always, since you guys know that Tarkov lacks a roadmap, or at least a public roadmap. But I think after this week, after this whole week, or this night, it will be 1 week since the video was released, and I think they are kind of addressing the situation itself to like a more, not smart, but more logic point. And I really would like to see the Nikita team, the PSG, taking the control of the situation, because if they fail at taking the control of the situation, this is not gonna be good at all for the game.
Yeah.
Could I ask a question?
Of course. Tree.
So, what is your thoughts then on obviously the video, the impact to, you know, the amount of traction it got and all the rest of it? BSG feeling like they having to react about it, but then BSG like unfollowing like some creators and stuff.
No, I've never really. I'm being honest. Okay, I've never had. I'm gonna curse. Fucking idea about what is or what are the guys on the BSG team going to do. So on this kind of things that you don't have control over, and you can't really do nothing on it. I wasn't really like thinking about what is BSG gonna do about it. But what I was thinking more about, it was like the impact on the community. And I knew this was gonna be a controversial issue. And in order to start a revolution, you always need a fire to start. And video from Goat, in my opinion, is that fire.
Yeah.
That fire that started a fucking crazy fire everywhere, and this created like a revolution into the Tarkov community. Regular players and content creators or big content creators helped out to make like the tremble of the earthquake bigger. So it's having such an impact that at the end is affecting BSG. But honestly, I never just spent a single second thinking about BSG, because they are unpredictable. They always have been unpredictable. You can't predict what is BSG gonna do about anything. You never know.
Yeah.
I've never seen like a pattern, like a solid and consistent way of doing things from BSG. So
Yeah.
you can expect whatever. It depends on Nikita's. I don't know. I was gonna say something that I prefer to not say.
No, I get that. Well, Woots, thanks for your pin and thanks for stopping through. I think we're gonna start rotating some people through here as we have more and more showing up.
Sure.
Thank you
to you guys for this. Keep up the good job, guys.
Of course. See you, buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Woods.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Okay, I
See you,
don't
bro.
know if Fear or Rec was here. We'll just go from the top down.
Yep. Then
Fear?
back next, I believe.
Hello? You're muted, sir.
Hello.
There we go.
What'd you think
What's
of the
up,
video,
Fear?
man?
How you doing, brothers?
Doing well. Doing well. What'd you think? What did it mean to you? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
The video, huh?
Yeah,
I mean, I agree
the
with you
video.
guys, I guess, right?
But you don't have to. You can poo-poo on us, please. This is your platform.
No, I mean, I thought I was going crazy because everyone was like, it was like a godsend, right? But I'm like, no, it's. I feel like we've all been gaming for a while. Like we feel like there's cheaters in a lot of things. I don't know. Can we agree that the video was beneficial in some way, or is that like?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think even if the video itself and the contents was whatever, I like the way that it has twisted BSG's arm and they're talking more. That's something
Right.
that I appreciate. I mean, they're not just
Yeah.
tweeting out TikToks every other day after they quietly ban
100%.
people,
100%. Yeah. So I agree that there was some sort of beneficial towards putting like a gun in front of PSG and being like, do something. But I don't think there was we learned anything new, right? The only thing that I learned new was that like the average KD of players was lower than I thought.
Yeah, it made me feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not bad. I'm just a little, not as good as I think I was, or just something like that. But that's honestly how I felt about it. I think it was good as a whole, but I mean, we can nitpick all we want about how it could have been better, but I mean, he risked doing it, which is actually pretty nuts. And I mean, I don't know if he got banned or if he's gonna get banned. I don't know the repercussions of doing that. If he can't even play the game anymore. And I can see a lot of people why they wouldn't want to risk that because I play the game so fucking much. I try to play other stuff, and I'm like, my arm's itching. I gotta put in my Tarkov needle. It's annoying, but it's how it is.
No, that makes sense.
I believe I watched his update video, and the account he cheated on is banned. His main is okay, from what I understand.
Okay. Well, that's actually cool. I mean, it would be crazy if he did get banned. Another thing you guys said was people are flipping sides after Goat's video went viral, and I mean that's expected, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing: all of a sudden, it's like, oh my goodness, this guy's actually popular. He's being recognized across the industry. All these people that these content creators want to be, right? You have these people like Asmongold and Critical are patting Goat on the head, and now all of a sudden, these people have looked like a dick. And the way that they've backpedaled so quick, I mean, the amount of people who have like deleted tweets where they were saying like adding Goat and telling him like, you're so fucking dumb, that kind of stuff, you ruining the game, like those tweets are gone, and now they're like, thanks for doing this. Like, bro, you're the fakest piece of shit. Yeah, for me, that's how I feel. I mean, that's not
that's how I felt about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's there's anyone's gonna try to write the coattails to make sure that they get some money in their pocket or some views and clicks on their channel. That's just the reality of like anything we do.
Yeah.
In any kind of like business sales related fucking job, right? So I felt like that was just gonna happen, and it did happen, and it just felt, it feels slimy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt, I know this is probably gonna be a dig towards Go. I don't mean to. I feel like everyone has a job to do. Everyone tries to make something happen in their own way by providing good and or bad content, but it's like, I feel like you make a video like that, that it's going to generate views, and it's going to generate revenue. And not providing anything really new or detailed in there, because like you said, he only did like customs. But what about Woods? What about Night Woods? What about Labs? What about any of these other? I mean, you can't really do Labs as a new account, but in that sense, like, you kind of know that it's like it's meant for clicks, and how much he intend for it to help from the community versus like how much he just wanted to help his channel.
Yeah.
Those kind of things that I have in the back of my mind, just because I've been in like sales for a while, so it's like,
right.
I know when people are trying to get some stuff in their pocket.
Oh, absolutely.
So
you
it's
can't deny that. Controversy sells. He knew what he was doing.
Exactly. So I respect the hustle, but I can also look at the side of it and be like, I can't like give you a high five because I know what you're doing. I can give you like half high five.
Yeah, right.
So
no, that makes sense.
There's an upward nod.
Yeah. Like, I respect the hustle of the business, but like I don't have to respect like what you did, in a sense, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I mean,
because we all have bills to pay. We all want things to happen in our lives.
I agree with Pastilli's take a bit, where it's like, yeah, that was cool, but if we could not do that again, maybe we wait a little bit.
Because I have a lot of friends that are like, dude, you see that video? So many cheaters. I'm like, there's always been cheaters, though.
Right. But I think it was eye-opening for a lot of players who didn't know about it. But
true. And I feel like another thing too is like people are using, like you guys said, like they're using that 60% statistic incorrectly. I feel like there's a lot of smooth-brained people in the world who want to justify Tarkov's a hard game, and they want to justify why they're not as good as they see people on Twitch as good. You know what I mean? So they're like, I died. It's not desync. That guy's cheating. 100%, 60%.
Right.
60%.
Right.
It's that's. I feel like
that's we talked about the other side of the 60% stat where people are, they saying it, but yeah, there's that side of it too, where there are people taking that as gospel, like, yeah, that's why I'm bad. That's why I'm dying.
And these people have actually never run into a cheater. They're just so fucking bad at the game.
That's the flip side of it.
Yeah.
Like, not the flex acts, but I mean, I play kind of like a rat, right? I try to like, I never push on something that I don't feel like I have a clear advantage to like win a fight, right? So I'll run a lot, have like a 70% survival rate. But it's not because like I win every gunfight. I just play smart. So I can survive 10 raids in a row and not like feel cheated. But but like if I push on, if I go 10 raids in a row and I'm pushing on people, I'm dying a lot.
Yeah.
Is it because of cheaters? No, it's because the game is not perfect or somebody was better than me that time. So we have to take those things into account too.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to do that when Tarkov stabs you in the stomach every time you die.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. But well, man.
You did touch on. Sorry to jump. You did touch on the KD thing, and I think I misunderstood that to begin with. Because am I right in saying that the application that the gentleman was using actually removed scavs from that calculation?
No. It still had scavs in it.
Okay.
But it was still. I mean, here's the thing. Goat was saying that like he saw a lot of people that had like 0.5, including scavs, and that like 2 was a good KD. The including scavs overall, and he talked a little bit more about this when he went on the podcast with Jesse and Veritas. But yeah,
he definitely included scav kills.
Yes, and he was saying that there were other cheats that he couldn't get access to, but they exist where it will do just PMC. So His just didn't do it, but he had seen others that could.
That is interesting.
That's one of the things, like, people were asking for hard data and stuff. Obviously, you couldn't get the hard data on the 60%, but I would love to see the hard data on that. If he could just go back and just, like, look at the sample of people that he sees on his screen and just write down the KDAs.
Yeah.
And just get, like, an average going. It's going to be super rough, but I would love to see it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Kind of like on Fear's point is when I was looking at the KD stuff, and then you're like self-comparing, and then in the video, you know, the bit where he's kind of chatting to the guy and he's like, "Oh, good kill, man," and he's trying to like bait him into sort of like, "Yeah, we were bros, like you know, you're cheating, I'm cheating, we were fucking, you know, whatever." And the guy started saying like, "Yeah, my KD was like 15, I had to lower it a bit." Literally, I watched the video, and I was like, right, I need a bit of a pick me up. I'm going to go into factory and I'm going to go and slap the cheeks of some little Timmies. I go in, there's a guy dead on the floor. He's like level 44, nothing, just died.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, bro.
Yep.
Okay, bro.
I've been seeing some of those too, man. The bots that just run in and kill themselves, or like DC. Yeah.
Really weird.
But well, Fear, thanks for swinging through. I think we're gonna start rotating. I know the pool's getting kind of large. We get to hear
huge, man.
We get to hear Wreck, but thank you for stopping
through. Time, dude.
See you, bro.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. Much love. Peace out.
See you,
man.
Man, what an idiot! No, I'm just kidding. That's full wrecked. No, that was good.
God, he had dumb opinions.
Yeah. Hey, Wrecked, welcome.
What's up? Hi.
Turn you up a little bit. All right, hit us with it. What do you think? What are you thinking? What's in your mind?
I loved and hated Goat's video so goddamn much that for the first time in a long time, two things happened. One, I moved a YouTube video to my main monitor to finish watching it.
God damn.
Doesn't happen very often. Two, I haven't played Tarkov since that came out, and I'm somebody who plays Tarkov probably every day, every other day at least. It stabbed in the gut. I have a lot of hours, you know, I'm up at 4.5k, and it confirmed a lot of things I've been feeling this wipe. Mainly negative, a little bit of positive, little bit of positive. Same thing to Fear's point earlier. The KDs, like I looked at it and I'm like, man, I just feel so much worse about shooting people now. Like they just don't even stand a chance. It's so, the average was just so damn low that I don't even. I'm a bit more friendly of a player generally, and it was odd to me to sit and watch the low KD average, like the players in the background, the players he's not interacting with, you know, just like sitting there watching them act so damn squirrely and just the low KD, and I'm like, oh, this is I don't know that I can play Tarkov for a little bit because these are the people I'm dunking on, and I feel so much worse.
Worse, I feel better when you're a little kid. You know, I like VoIPing to them, and they're like, "Please, this is my first raid," and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, bam!" You know, like, haha. Yeah.
Is it really? Is it really?
I hope it's your first raid. Goodbye. Go queue up for your second.
No, but I see your point from like a competitive standpoint. Like, if you're sitting there and you want to, if you're high level at a game, you want to fight other high level people. You want to have a gunfight. You don't want to just gun down level 2, second raid, doesn't even know how to heal a heavy bleed type of players.
Pretty much. And well, I've been in like a friendly play style since VoIP came out, where I'm like, I want to help people. I generally Sherpa and stuff like that, and which has just been a huge punch in the dick from BSG, because last wipe I shared close to easily like 50 million rubles worth a year, like just without batting an eye. So I'm like, I can't do that anymore. I used to do Bitcoin giveaways and stuff like that. Can't do any of that anymore. They just punch in the dick to all my content, which has been so much fun. But I want to take a break from Tarkov because I want to come back and just get back into the everybody dies mindset. So I want to get back to where you guys are right now, where it's like, yeah, competitive, just kill everybody.
Yeah.
Even the mayor.
Steve, you VoIP a lot, don't you?
I love VoIP, man.
Me too. But I
Do you
think
know
you
what
and I are a
actually
little
makes
bit
me really
different
sad?
on how we handle it.
I was.
I want to hear them cry. But go ahead, sorry.
Before we came on, I was like, "Oh, I'll show you guys a bit of shoulder," and then they were like, I was thinking like it's a little bit different from my style, so make sure you're buckled in, because it may be a little bit. And it's like that's why I love some of your stuff, because I like watch it and I'm not cringing in a bad way. I'm just cringing because I'm like, no, don't do it, man. Don't. Oh no. Oh, I know what he's gonna do, and I'm just like. I'm very an emotionally connected person in general anyway. So then like connecting with people in game, I'm always like try to be friendly. And then when they fuck me over, I'm just like, why did I never learn? And it's like, I'm so stubborn that I'll continue to be the same. And it's like, you have those days where like you do interact with someone and you try and be friendly and they kill you and you're like, right, that's it. For the rest of the way, I'm fucking slaughtering everyone. I do not care.
But you're the kind of player I love too, because I like being able to reach in, grab your heart, feel it for a little bit, and then rip it out of your chest.
Yeah,
it's real juicy. This one's nice.
It's fun as well, though, right? Like, if you have like that kind of engagement, and then like there's the thing for me, as long as there's something to it, right? If there's a bit of a repertoire, a bit of a like relationship built, and it's a bit of a story, and they do fuck you over, I actually think that's hilarious and it's brilliant, even if I'm at the receiving end. Like that is absolutely fine. Like I'm all for it. But it's just when people are like, "Oh, you're friendly. Oh yeah, get your knife out," and then you come around the corner with your knife out, and then his teammates sat there with a fucking SA-58 with M62s and a 50 rounder. Yeah. And it's like, all right, congratulations, mate, you killed me. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
like
people have I was gonna say, people have the patience and actually pull off a good betrayal. I hate the people that it's, they go for the quick low blow betrayal where it's like, all right, we're friendly with each other. The moment you turn around, they just shoot you in the head. It's funny sometimes, but.
It's only enjoyable for me when you have that repertoire built up, right? Or not repertoire, rapport. You got to build up the rapport. You got to make them feel like you're a good guy, and then without warning, you take that from them. That's the little joy. That's better than coffee for me. That's what gets my heart going in the mornings. I mean that, or sitting in D2 with an impact grenade. So I don't know. One of those things will do it for me, but.
Well, that's what I used to love having. Well, did you ever do 6-0 scav karma baits into boss scavs?
No, I don't scav.
Steeyo?
I'm a dweeb. Oh, you're trying to Steeyo.
I'm kind of just hopping around at the minute, and do you know what I just did? There was 2 scavs, right? 2 player scavs, and I just kept following and just kept on ADSing at them. I think my karma's at like 8 or something at the minute, and I just kept aiming at them. They're so nervous, and the guy just turned around and fucking shot me in the head. I just thought it was quite funny because I like baited him into it, but that's just why we're chatting. But yeah, like you know, at the start of the whole karma thing, when someone was like, "Oh, hey, bro, do you mind shooting my leg because I need to get like a broken leg for my fence daily?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, sure, no worries, buddy." And they're like, "Tap tap," and the guy just fucking domes him. I don't know.
God. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
It's factory's very easy. If Tagil is up now that he's high spawn, once I get back in, I might actually do it again. But just baiting players and watching them get beat the crap out of by Tagila's sledgehammer is so satisfying.
Yeah.
It's also a really easy way to get loot.
Yes, true.
Could I ask, so the reason you're kind of like taking a break and stuff is just the impact of the being able to visualize cheating?
So,
to put simply.
Not the cheating as much. The cheating I've always, it's always been there. I always just chalk up, probably about like a quarter of my raids, I'm just going to get killed and it's irrelevant. So the other, 20% of the time, Tarkov just sucks dick anyway.
Right. So. Well, that's the thing too that like Bad and I always talk about is like with Tarkov, what makes cheaters so shitty, and so many people just say it's like, well, it's a hard game. It's like Cheaters and DayZ, right? Because you have to get all this loot. That's not what it is for me. For me, cheaters suck because you already have to go through the checklist of a bad fight in Tarkov. Like to have a good Tarkov engagement, you have to go through a list. Okay, start with, was audio good or was it broken? Was there desync or was it broken? Could you see them due to lighting? Was the recoil bad? Like you have to go through all these other shitty things about the game. And then, so like, even if you say, okay, the guy is not a cheater, then you have to go through that whole thing, right? The game still feels shitty, can still feel shitty, even with cheaters removed. You know what I mean? So the cheaters are just the icing on the cake, right? it's a cheater, and there's bad audio, and the recoil was shit, and you just go up down that list. And that's what like Bad and I've talked about, when it's just like, dude, there's so many other things that make an engagement suck before you add in cheaters. But
I think, yeah, and that's one of the issues I have in the game, is I always try to make it a fair fight. I think there's a video I think you made a long time ago where it's like, I'm so good at Tarkov, and you're just showing the audio issues on Shoreline Resort.
Yeah.
And it's you can jump around on the balconies, and people have no idea where you are. You're not better, you just know all the exploits, which is it's hard to not use them.
Right.
It's another one of those checklist items that we talk about.
Was it a right peak?
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rick, thanks for swinging through. We got quite a few people in the queue now. I think we're going to speed this up a little bit as we get going here. But thank you.
High speed, baby.
Yeah. Speed dating, speed dating.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. It's either Blackmore or Fakey, and then I think maybe it's Uncle to Fuck. Well, here, some of these are your viewers. So we'll grab, I'm going to
grab a name out of the hat, Steeyo.
We're going to, grab a name out of the hat.
Big Fakey.
Okay. Fakey, hello, welcome.
Bad pick, Steve.
Oh.
Okay.
There you go. What's up, dude?
Turn him up. Speak again?
Am I quiet?
You're very quiet.
Oh dear. I'll have to speak up, I guess, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you guys talking about the video, obviously. I mean, personally, I'm hearing people being like, "Oh, was the video good? Was the video bad?" And like, does it do something? It's like, to be honest, I kind of feel like people need to kind of temper expectations when it comes to content. Like, videos are videos, right? Like, videos don't necessarily do anything. Like, of course, it's great to have them and like be able to demonstrate a point, but like, in reality, it's just informing somebody of a piece of information. Like, realistically, it was a good video. And that's, I feel like we put too much on them to be like, oh, this is the thing that's going to change the whole game forever. But like, no, that's battle state, my guy. We've got to actually like put more pressure on them as a community and like focus instead of fighting each other and, calling each other shills and what have you. It's just not helpful, I don't think. So,
no, I agree with that.
What do you guys think?
The only thing is that I feel like this video is a little bit unique. I agree with you 99% of the time about videos not doing anything. I would say, for me, the reason that I view this video differently than other pieces of content is because it's a taboo, right? He is cheating. He is like physically breaking the TOS, you know what I mean? Compared to like, here's a new player guide video, like, or here's an exploit video. Like, those don't really change anything. This one felt like illegal, damn near. You know what I mean?
True. But I mean, I'd have to come back with you on that and say like, but we can go anywhere and find cheating videos right now. Like, Noob Dog, do you know this guy? He was like a CSGO cheater for a really long time, and now he just does like sort of trolling content. I know one of the guys before was talking about like betrayals and stuff. And like, Stimpy and DNSL style content, like, that's great. It's funny.
Yeah.
Like, DNSL is the classic, right? Like going around in DayZ with like fucking.
You want a taco?
Like, DNSL for president, and like everybody hates it at the time, but like when the video drops, everyone's like, "Oh shit, this is fucking hilarious." It's like we kind of need to appreciate content for content's sake, as opposed to like kind of being like, it's gonna do everything, this is gonna fix it. Like, yeah, but that requires us like having this consistent thing. Like people are saying like, what, like, will it continue? And that is the big question. I feel is we need to ask BSG, like, are these efforts going to continue in the future? Are we going to keep seeing these ban waves?
Yeah.
Or like last time where it's just been dropped for 2 years? Like, what's going on? I mean, obviously, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I mod for TFG, and this is consistently what he's saying as well. Is that like
for who? I'm sorry.
We need that friendly guy.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
So, he's constantly saying we need this better community management. And it objectively seems true. Like, we just need more people who are able to communicate what's going on better and be more trusted. It's like, obviously, they binned off all of the content creator Sherpas, all of the, a lot of the Sherpas that weren't really actively participating in the Sherpa program. But, like, they seem to be the best source of disseminating the information. So it really leaves us with a vacuum of like people now just have no idea sort of what's going on, or they don't feel like they can trust the information that's being put out because it could just be some guy's opinion.
Right. No, that make I hear that too. Sorry, Steve, were you about to say something?
Yeah, I know you're trying to pick up the pace.
No.
And I can chat some shit, but
Keep doing it. We'll do it, case by case.
Okay.
Just do your thing.
One thing I'm really interested in, right, is, and this is just a fork of Fakey's point, which is, and yours, Shodan, the whole he was actually cheating and he released that publicly. I do wonder if there's been many creators or people that work closely with BSG, like emissaries or whatever. I'm not calling anybody out, but I do really wonder if there's like emissaries or any community members that have been around for a long time that have reached BSG and said, look, I'm so passionate about the game, I want to try and help you and try and gather some evidence. Do you permit me to go and do such a thing and then share that with you in a private channel?
I immediately sort of made this point as well, is that like, if it was so easy for GOAT to infiltrate these circles, why hasn't BSG done it?
Yeah, just say you, Shoda, for example, you reach BSG and just say, look, super passionate about the game, I'm an emissary, do you give me permission to go and do some investigation work, create a video, document it, and then provide it to you with some kind of information? And you do a GOAT style video and you tap on the back of it some of the statistics and what you did, where you did a bit more informational. Obviously GOAT never showed you how to cheat, where to get the cheats, but you could do that and then provide it to BSG. Has anybody really done that? Because I feel...
Well, I think you tapped into a point there as well about like the statistics. Like he did, obviously there's this 60% number, but like I think that was one of GOAT's, I think GOAT himself would probably kind of cop to this, but that one of his major failings, that he did rush the video out a bit. He was saying, I was watching, I don't know if you saw my comment in chat earlier, but I was watching the Linus Tech Tips, whatever the podcast is called, and they were talking about this whole, they titled it "How We Destroyed a Community." I mean, this whole like, oh, the community is destroyed. It's like, well, but the community kind of destroying itself, right? Like that's a whole separate argument, really. That's like, people are pissed off about, like you guys have already said, like there's a million other things that you have to run through this checklist in your head. And like this on top of all of that then becomes a whole fucking nightmare to actually process for yourself and get your head around. Like, am I being cheated? Everything feels like a cheat. And I mean, to be honest, it does feel like there are a lot in the game at the moment. Like TFG on Friday, I think it was, the night stream was rough. Like, there was so many times it was like, this is blatant. Like, the cheater noise, the bullets whizzing past the head, the lock-ons. One guy's fucking aim lock broke and he was like aiming at somebody through the ceiling and he couldn't kill TFG because of that. Like, it was ridiculous. That was all in the same raid, to be fair, so they were probably a cheating team. Yeah. But I think I might have lost my point a little bit here.
No, you're good.
But yeah, no, it's like it does feel really bad. So people obviously have to kind of, they vent this, and the venting at other people is probably the wrong way to go about it. But then, how are they supposed to vent at BSG when Nikita tells everybody to fuck off, right? Like, that's a bit ruthless. Like, how you're supposed to feel like you're being listened to when half the people in, like, the Reddit thread are being told to fuck off by Nikita. That's not the best PR strategy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely need to get, like, an actual, real PR person, preferably English-speaking, that works directly with them in the office and prepares damn near daily State of the Union speeches.
Yeah. Get Nikita off the pedestal. I love Nikita, but I don't think he articulates himself well. Not even like a language barrier. Not what I mean. No. I just mean he just does not.
He's horrible at speaking, just like me.
Yeah,
he's just frustrated as the player base, Like, right. I think everybody's frustrated at each other.
Yes.
It's like, we all need to just take a minute, vent off, and like, if people want to play other games for a little while, more power to them. At least they're not kind of sitting in that zone of just, I'm gonna go on Twitter and fucking attack every single person I see talking about Tarkov right now. Like, that's the unhelpful angle. If you just go and play something else for a while, chill out, enjoy your life, don't be so miserable. But I mean, like, I do think there are some people who kind of really thrive on that, because I mean, I saw somebody in chat saying earlier about how like the negativity always is going to be easy to engage with on like Twitter or something, because like people are obviously going to feel passionate about the game. So if you put out a negative opinion and just say, oh, Tarkov is shit, people are just going to instantly be like, no, it's not, fuck you. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's the most inbuilt human reflex to be like, I'm going to defend the thing I like. So the best thing you can do if you see that and you don't agree with it is just totally ignore it. Because at the end of the day, it's inconsequential. It's a video game.
Yes, right. Big
play it or don't.
Yeah, that's the big. Yes, that's the big. The thing that people, the elephant in the room that we always have to reiterate. It is a game. Take a breather. You don't go like I am frustrated with BSG, and I get really frustrated with them. But I'm not. I would never wish anything bad. Like, dude, they're just people. They're doing a job. Like, fuck, if I...
And
yeah.
I've read some horrible things on Twitter. People have said over the past few days. Some really, really nasty things.
Yeah.
I mean, Twitter itself, I think, is a write-off anyway. Like, you see all kinds of horrible shit on there. Like, it's just not being... No.
We're all playing a video game, and it's really... on one hand, it's sad to see, but... it is sad to see, but... I think a lot of that infighting and animosity that a lot of these creators have is just, it's constantly there for a reason, and it just boils up when there is sides to take, and you end up with people saying things that they later delete and all that crap. And
yeah,
they need to have like a big old family sit down, possibly with boxing gloves, and really sort out what the actual problems are that they have. If we are going to unite as a community against BSG. Until then, you're gonna have this shit.
Mind, you know what I mean? Like they need that still frame to really understand like what I do has no major big world implication. Like it's just a guy playing a video game and I'm having fun. Like that's what they need to kind of keep in mind, I feel.
No, I agree.
I mean, I think something that we should kind of touch on at some point as well is that like the Battle Eye bans and stuff, when they eventually do come through, like it is more of an impactful thing than we kind of acknowledge at the moment, because like these aren't like, I don't know if you're aware, but like again, something that they were talking about on the LTT podcast was that if you have Valorant installed, you can't run the EST cheats,
right?
Because the Vanguard picks it up and it says no, you can't do this. This is a cheating software. So like you get banned in Valorant for EFT cheats and shit. Like, so to bring some peace of mind to like people who are playing the game at the moment, like, you know, these people are spending money to do this, and nobody has infinite money. Like some of them might be incredibly rich from whatever cybercrime they might be doing, but it dries up eventually, and crime is crime. It catches up with people. Trust me. Yeah. Like you see these cases on like whatever. Like look at like Kim, what's his name, the Mega guy?
I have no idea.
Like it catches up with people.
Yeah.
They need to be careful. Is all, because there are detectives out there looking for you.
Yeah. No.
If you're making enough money on that shit, you're a wanted man.
Yeah. No, Vega, I think you brought up a lot of good. You brought up a lot of good points. It's a good discussion.
Man's educated.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Peace, guys.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you, brother.
And
cheers,
you
man.
Guys, take it easy.
See ya.
Do not check out TFG. No, I'm just kidding. No other shout-outs. How dare you? Get out of here.
Dad.
I didn't approve that. All right, we're going to pull Blackmore in here, then name, then Uncle. Those are the people I've seen. Okay. Blackmore, hello.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sorry for the wait. I know it gets confusing trying for us to keep everything straight. So.
Yeah, no worries.
How do you feel? What are you thinking?
Yeah, intro for you guys. I put 5K hours into this game and played for 6 wipes. But I quit last wipe actually because I got tired of doing the same quest and just grinding the same content. I mean, as we know, last wipe the content machine really was down, and it didn't really give us much to work with. Now I've seen a lot more content this wipe, which is great, but the video really, I think, put it in perspective for the Timmies out there, what they have to go up against. Not only do they have to worry about the Chads, right, and the rat Chads, but now they have to worry about ESPers and aimbotters, and, you know, we don't really know the truth of the statistics, right, that Go was talking about, but that mentality, right, to go into every raid, and like you said, Shida, you got that checklist, right? You have to go through a shit checklist that the game already deals you, and then you have to put that on top, right? So, you know, it's really negatively impacting BSG and the game because we're not getting new people, right, to push how much this game is great and how much we love it, and they could too, but it really did put good pressure on BSG too, right? With everybody coming out and saying, like, this is the wrong direction, right? And then players starting to say, you know what, I'm going to be done for right now. I'm going to stop playing, and hopefully that will push them.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get all these quality of life updates, right? Like right away. Some things we've been waiting for forever, right? Years.
Yes.
And it just makes me wonder, what is going on here? Like, is there a roadmap? Are we making progress towards release? Because we've been, 6-7 years in the waiting, and like we have no idea what's coming next. It's like every wipe we're looking for more content,
mm-hmm.
but where are we? Are we getting to 1.0?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of at a loss for words. Like I don't want to keep doing the same quests over and over again that are supposed to be side quests, right? And we have no storyline. But it was interesting too. Just to switch to something else real quick, I saw a Reddit post, and this girlfriend bought her boyfriend a copy of the game, and it was interesting because the account actually, when he tried to go recover it, for some reason she had put her info in and he needed to put his info in, right? He contacted BSG, and the account actually got banned due to TOS, like something about you not being able to purchase copies of the game for other people. And it just made me think about like what they could do, right, to decrease cheaters. How about like don't do these crazy sales where you sell 4 copies of the game for a discounted price? Like, if you can't already technically buy a copy of the game for a present or whatever and gift it to somebody, why are you selling 4 accounts at one time? Not many people are having a main account, hardcore account.
I mean, here's the thing, like, the bundles conversation is one that I feel like is just, I personally feel, and this isn't, so I'm not trying to poo-poo on you, I just don't feel like it's worth having the conversation, because I agree that it doesn't make sense, like, that you get an increased, it just feels so, unless we know why they have it. Like, I feel like it was something that they had way back when, right? Like, way early on when it was an alpha, and it was exactly that. You'd buy a copy for your friends, and it's just one of those legacy things that hasn't been removed. And so people who are jumping in, post the Twitch explosion, right, where they have hundreds of thousands of players versus 5K. Like, I feel like, because Due Process, a game that I like, does the same thing. If you buy 1 copy, you get a second code.
Right, which is sweet, right? Because when you want to play with your friends and say maybe they don't have the cash to front for a game, it's sweet. You can go in and you can buy one for them, right? And then now you guys can play together, which I think is really awesome. It creates this community that everybody has been talking about, that we need to come together and really put pressure on BSG to put these things through. Like I said, with the quality of life updates, right? We've seen that those are ready and that they have this, they have these updates ready to go. Like I would like to see us try to do more updates on the fly and adjust them accordingly, right? And even if it's for like 2 weeks, right? It would make such the difference to see all of these things coming out instead of just pushing new content, right? And getting closer to that release of the game.
Yeah. No, that part I agree with. That part I agree with, but
you did touch on a really good point, actually. I got a bit of an example for you, but bringing new players to the game and the damage that the video could have done in that aspect. My actual boss messaged me, and he was like, "Hey, have you seen this video? Isn't this the game you play?" looks like it's dead.
Yeah,
show.
That's like, crazy.
And he's like he doesn't play these type of games. He's just quite an active Reddit user, and it's actually managed to get to mainstream Reddit for someone that's never played Tarkov, doesn't have any interest in playing Tarkov or anything like it. And then he's messaging me saying like, "Hey, have you seen this video? Is this the game you play? It looks like it's dying or it's dead. Like, what's the drama?" And like, you know, for anybody that's maybe looking for a new FPS shooter or just a new game to play or explore, like, it is a bit of bad PR. Like, that does come from the video. I'm not saying that's my take, like my overall opinion of it, but the fact that people that potentially could have came to Tarkov that are now like, oh, well, that's a game I'm never going to consider because that's an absolute fucking, like, that's a mess, man. Like, why would I bother wasting my time on that? Look at the drama around the game with, you know, cheating and this, that, and the next thing and all the bad PR. Like, you would just avoid that. Like, me personally, if I seen that about another game, if I was to no longer play Tarkov, it's not going to really encourage me to get involved.
Yeah, and it goes back exactly to what Shoulda said in the first place, right? Is you already are looking at this as someone, say you've never even played the game before, and you're watching Shoulda play or you're watching Pest or whoever, right? And you see how hard the game is, right? It's grueling to start it. You die over and over again. You get like a 20% survival rate your first wipe, and you have to compete with the list shit is talking about. You have to compete with cheaters, right? And then you have to compete with that. And so it's so tough to bring new players in right now that it's hard for the game to grow, right? To bring new players in, we get new ideas, right? And maybe one of these new guys has a better idea than someone like me or someone like you guys.
No one has a better idea than me. What do you mean?
That's true. You've got some.
Hold on. What do you mean? Yeah, that's right. Say that again. Say it again. I'm gonna turn you. No, no, that's you make a good point.
Like we want those new players, right? Yeah. Like we want them to experience the same thing we did. To your other point, we want to throw them into the fire. When you're talking about killing Timmys, I want to kill that Timmy because I want him to feel exactly like I did when I was first starting. Right?
I want you to be sad. I want you to be sad.
That is the only way you grow in Tarkov. Yeah. And we need new players for new ideas. And without those guys, like I think we're going on a downward slope. But that is not to say that we can't fix it, right? So
no, agree.
Anyway, move on to the next guy, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate the time.
All right, man. Thanks for swinging through.
You, man.
Have a good day, guys.
You too. Well. See ya. He's funny. I think it's name, then dad, then Fox. Wait, who you said? Right. Did you say dad was next?
I think it was dad next, and then name.
Okay, that's fine. Uncle Dad, hello.
Paul?
Dad?
Hello.
All right, I'm gonna turn you up.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
How's it going? Should I just want to start out by saying huge fan?
Dude, I'm a fan of you, Dad. Thanks.
No doubt.
Where have you been?
When are you coming home, by the way?
Yeah, no. So I went out for those cigarettes.
Leaves the call.
And, I got stuck at the store, guys.
And then I'm gonna go back to the store after this podcast.
How convenient! Our stepsister just got stuck too. Yeah. I should go attend to that. Our family's getting stuck in so many quirky ways.
That's so fun, isn't it?
Yeah, man. So what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, so far you guys have covered a lot of the bases. I think we're kind of on the right track with what everybody's kind of saying is. I don't think I'm gonna make a couple of points. Sorry, I'm
do it. No. Rant away. This is for you.
I think Tarkov is definitely headed in a decent direction. Obviously, with some of the changes we've seen in this patch, the audio is kind of getting correct. We're heading in a decent direction of gamescape and gameplay. But as for the cheaters and the cheater video, I don't think nothing against Goat. I watch his videos.
Yeah, for sure.
Videos, but I don't think he offered us too much new information. A lot of that confirmation stuff, I mean, it's like everybody's been saying. We see so many videos of people interviewing cheaters. We know the cheaters that come out late wipe just to have fun and do all sorts of crazy stuff, and they can all tell you the facts that we've all heard. There's at least X amount of people a day making X amount of accounts and hacking away just to to carry their boys, to make some money, all that real money trading shit. So I can excuse my language on your podcast.
Oh no, you can swear all you want. It does not matter.
All right, not a problem. But
not a problem.
I'm kind of in the same alley as most casual guys, where I see. I've been playing for 3 wipes now. I love the game, but I see it just taking a really bad downturn with the accessibility to cheats and BSG's lack of attacking it. But I mean, I know this past week they did. I think they banned almost 5,000 people, plus like a whole list of RMT guys, and so I think the good that came of Goat's videos is that we're actually seeing those responses. Like Nikita went on a Reddit tangent, started answering a bunch of questions.
Yep.
You know, so I think the community finally was able to get some more answers from BSG, which is great. Open line of communication is what we need to continue to develop this game to a place where it stays in its kind of in its stasis as this really hardcore, really grueling. Like, I mean, I remember the first time I played this game, man, I was scared. Like, I was scared, and I liked that feeling, and I like having that going forward with the new maps that drop, and like as they expand, and even just working with different people, going to more unknown territories when you're not used to it. You know, like I've been playing for 3 wipes, and I'll tell you, I'm still afraid of Fortress. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't like the feeling of every time I die thinking, hey, was that guy fucking hacking?
Right.
You know?
Yes.
How did he know I was here? You know,
Well, I had an interesting... Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, go.
I was just... I had an interesting interaction. The other day, probably 2 days ago, I was on Shoreline running around with my shotgun because I had to kill scavs, whatever. And I hear what sounded like either somebody ADS or un-ADS, and there's just bushes around me. And so I just start looking through bushes, and I see a big, suppressor sticking out of one of them, and I just went bam, bam, bam into the bush and killed them. It was like a level 40-something, whatever, with a sniper, and I clipped it because I was like, man, I've got my, my troll white name. Like, my name in-game is Let Me Wiggle For You. Like, and I don't have EOD. Like, I get it, and he probably maybe didn't hear that sound client side, and in my head, I'm like, that's going to be very suspect, and he's going to report me. I got a friend request. He added me. He's like, dude, I'd like to see your perspective. That's all I said. And I was like, funny enough, I actually clipped it for you. And I said, I'm going to unlist it. And I put it up, unlisted it, whatever. He's like, how'd you hear me? How'd you see me? And I explained what happened. He's like, that's just not what happened on my side. And he watched the video and he was like, man, like, he's like, with all that's going, and what stuck with me, the point of this is he was like, with all that's going on, it's just made me, the game just makes me uncomfortable to play. That was what he said, is because he couldn't tell, was it an in-game problem or was it an out-of-game problem,
Yeah, is it the game itself, or is it somebody manipulating
Yes.
it? And it's
Yeah.
and that is another huge issue. It's just like, as much as we've heard it and we've all said it, it's fix your game. But I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, hey, fix your game. Again, I love it. I think they're making pretty good moves. But yeah, there's just some shit with the desync that has always been a problem. Even again, I did say the audio is getting better, but there are still sound glitches, audio glitches, plenty of bugs like that. I just think a lot more honing in needs to be done on the dev side with their coding. I think maybe opening up the opportunity to have some other people come in, being a little less possessive of the project, not saying open source it, but I mean, just try to find some other talents and see if you guys can get some new ideas, some new people on your team even. I mean, I'm not sure how these guys don't have enough money to make this game as equivalent to, I wouldn't say necessarily a AAA title, but I mean, an EOD subscription is like $140 or something, isn't it? $130.
Yeah, but it's also a one-time purchase, right? So that's why the conversation around this is very, because...
understandably so. So the way to grow the game is to grow the player base, right? Because we need people purchasing in, and so I understand that. And yeah, the detraction to new players certainly stands with all of the issues that are going along with what we've got right now. But I know a couple of guys that are still into it, that like the idea of these games. They're extract shooter fans. They're survivalist game fans. It tickles all those kind of those buttons, if you will. And it's just a matter of them. It's just a matter of like, hey, can we get some definitive that the game we're playing doesn't have the issue, so that we have less questions going forward, so that I do actually take the time to sit back after raid and go, what could I have done better?
Yeah.
Right. What could I have done better?
Yeah.
I want to get rid of the question of like, what was that guy doing?
Right. And that's so hard to do. And sorry, go ahead, Bud.
I was just gonna say, out of all the things that people want, I think that's the one that is universal. Everyone wants it. We want more tools to be able to decipher what the hell is going on when we die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the replay system that's been talked about would be decent. Like, after the server shuts down, having accessibility to a replay, that would be fairly decent. Hunt Showdown's got that line of sight. They've got that like line of sight kill thing that you can kind of see.
Yep.
Maybe not from a right away perspective. Again, maybe that's just like after raid, you can see exactly where you got hit from.
Yeah.
If it's as limited as just the sight line, even that's better than like, I just got banged from nowhere.
Right.
Then you can see if people are, wall hacking and.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's a good way.
30 seconds surrounding your death.
Right.
No, not a full raid replay. It's like a kill cam, like Call of Duty's 5-second kill cam, except it's only accessible after raid, so you can go, oh, this is the 5-10 seconds surrounding that instance, which also forces the player to remember what they were doing at that time.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like you can just go willy-nilly and then go check your kill cam and say, all right, I'll do better next time. It's like,
yeah.
All right, so this is what I was doing, this is where I was moving, how I was moving, and this is kind of how the map played out around me, and this is why I fucked up.
Yeah. No, I think that that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of ways to skin that particular cat, and I think we should look at an after raid system for review in some degree. I think that there should be some. I think the reporting, when we report, there should be a much more in-depth view on reports for cheaters, and I think we should, as a community, at least some people should be exposed. Some of the guys that are in the streaming community, maybe when they report cheaters, should get exposed to those clips, the reviewed clips from BSG, so that we have some factual evidence for them to talk about. Even if we don't see it, they can see it. We can get, everybody talks about stats, right? And you guys were talking earlier about how everybody's clung to that like arbitrary 60% because who cares, right? Like, let's get numbers on the board, let's figure out what it is, and let's see some actual diminishment to those numbers, and in whatever way the devs want to work with streamers or the community as a whole.
No, please, no more streamer programs, please. Well, yeah. I'm just fuck off. No more streamers. Sorry, Steve. I'm sorry, brother. I love you, Steve. You're my favorite potato, but no.
Fuck you guys, man. I do think the replay system is such a controversial one, because I think they've commented on it, and I think we all know it. It's the closure for players, right? And I think it's like the back. What do you get off the back of adding some kind of like replay or some kind of like insightful information on how you died or what actually happened in the raid? But I also think it's kind of the beauty of Tarkov, of like, we've all had those raids where you've been in with a couple of your mates, and it's like, oh, there was a guy there, like, oh, I wonder if that guy actually had a teammate that rotated round, and then it's like, no, it couldn't have been, because I was holding that. And it's like the whole hindsight and the theory crafting of how the raid actually played out is actually I find that quite enjoable, to be honest. It's a real cool part of the game.
I agree with that as well. I mean, it would be a double-edged sword to introduce something on the back end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would definitely take away some of that, and I think that's why maybe even limiting that to just an angle view. You just get a snap out of your angle view. So it's like, all right, well, I got clipped from out here. I don't get to see much about that, but it's like, maybe I shouldn't have been standing there. You know what I mean?
No,
that's about it. That's about it.
I'm not against it. I'm just wondering if that is the best use of their time. But I do think the information they'd get off the
Here's
back
the
of it
thing.
would be tremendous, and the closure.
I would agree with you. I would say I would if here's where I'll play the BSG's not in my happy court. If they had put out any reasonable content within the past 3 wipes that excused their radio silence or justified it or showed that they were making progress in other areas, to me, most of the stuff that they're putting out shows piss all. Like, the way that Streets still barely runs for most people, the way that Lightkeeper was hyped up for 3 wipes and is locked behind Kappa, like sub 1% of the player base will ever see it. Like, I don't feel like when we talk about best use of their time, I'm like, from the average player's perspective, hell, even from my perspective, personally, so this is my personal opinion, just so everyone's listening, personal opinion, not fact. It doesn't look like they're doing fucking anything. Like, that's what's so frustrating for me. I know they're doing shit. Like, the reasonable thing in my head, they have to be working on shit, but it looks and feels a certain way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like we don't have an actual metric to see anything, you know,
right?
Other than 2 maps that barely run or barely ran when they dropped in Streets again, like you said. I mean, I got a beefy ass build and I probably get like 60 frames if I'm lucky. So
yeah,
yeah.
But I know they're doing shit. I'm not poo-pooing on them. That's just it frustrates me because it feels a certain way. That's all.
I think it's cool that they delved pretty hard into the invisible players things, but I find it funny that it's just like it was a matter of information being sent. Like you could just have 1,000 tabs open on your computer and be invisible in a fucking raid.
Oh, I didn't know what it was, but
yeah, it was. I saw something like that. And don't quote me there. I might be entirely off, but I saw like a clip of somebody intentionally getting invisible into raid, and all they did was just have like a shit load of tabs open on their computer, and then fucking like spammed into the game and fucking were invisible. And I was like, how the fuck's that make sense? But you know, these are TikTok clips, so don't
right.
Fucking know. But so be it. You know, at least we had that. You know, at least we got somewhere with invisible players. At least they do actually try, and now they are talking to the community a bit more. I think that the vocalism is going to be a big part going forward, at least from their side to us, what they're actually doing. And give us a metric. Give us a real metric, you know?
Yeah. No, I think that part's fair. But well, anything else before we...
No. Again, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming through.
Like a bumbling idiot.
Nope, I think you were very articulate, and you did a good job.
No doubt. Shoulda keep it up. Keep the clips coming, too, man. Keep killing them.
Thanks, man. I will. I'll start cheating next week. It'll be interesting, trust me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Apparently those clips do well.
See, man.
All right, we got name.
Right? Yep. Hold on, before Steve, do you think it looks like they're working on stuff? Like, debate me on this.
You want to fight? I'll give you
I do.
Fight.
Give me fight back. Like, put 2 on me.
Hit 'em.
Like, because I don't want it should not go uncontested that I say it feels like it doesn't. They're not doing shit. You know, contest me.
Yeah, it's a hard one to challenge, right? Because what you've presented me with is something that I can't actually challenge. Like, we don't know exactly what they're doing on a daily or weekly or monthly basis. There's no visible public roadmap, and if people feel like not a whole lot is changing, then you know that's how people feel. I can try to share my perspective, but I can't change how you feel about that.
Totally.
The one thing I would say is, like, if you take a game like COD or something like that. Like once they design the game and they release it, it kind of is that, especially from multiplayer. I don't know how much it changes in Warzone. I've not really played COD at all, so I don't really know. But like a game that a developer develops, they develop the game. They might push a few light patches here and there, but for the most part, their team are probably working on the next game or the next DLC, which is like a hard release, right? Whereas the format of EFT is just almost like a World of Warcraft style, like just this constant changes, or like, actually I think WoW is a bit more like major feature updates, which is DLCs. But yeah, so Tarkov it's hard for me to challenge because I don't know the inside of BSG, what they do, what they don't do.
Sure,
but
yeah.
Their team are obviously way smaller. They're not AAA. I'm sure they're skilled. I have heard rumors that they will only recruit Russian nationals in their offices. I don't know how true that is. I've led to believe it is. I don't think they're struggling with the skill set and the SMEs in each area that they require. So they're obviously doing something, but again, it's like, this is one of my bugbears, was when you read on Twitter and you see people saying like, oh, the net code's trash, man, and you know, this is trash, this is trash, this is trash. And there's probably a lot of people that have very good insight in it. And the one that springs to mind is like Veritas. I do enjoy watching his videos because he does drill it down. I may not necessarily agree with everything that he says, but he puts in so much effort to try to get the insight that we just don't see.
Yeah, that's fair.
And to replicate. And they have to be doing stuff. I can't imagine it's an easy task. I do have a bit of IT background. That's kind of what I do for a living, but like, I can't even imagine what their setup's like, their day-to-days, the challenges that they face. It's very difficult. And it must, like the Unity engine is on 19, and the whole thing with Steam, they said like, oh, we're not able to work with you because we don't support Unity 19. If you want us to work with you, you need to upgrade to 20 or 22 or whatever the hell it was. But then that's like rebuilding the game. They're not going to rebuild the game at this stage.
Yeah.
Is my understanding. Again, I'm saying that without any actual knowledge. I'm only sort of regurgitating parts of what I'm reading that makes sense to me. So it's
but
like,
that's what I wanted, though. Like, I just think it's important to, because there are a good chunk of people listening, and I had said something that was like something that I'm frustrated by. I wanted to just make sure, like, hey guys, there is another side of this, right? It is not all doom and gloom. There is the other reasonable side where it's also like they physically have to fucking be working on something, whether it's Tarkov or the next game they're gonna work on. Like, they're doing stuff. I know that
a lot of people have touched on already, right? Like someone saying, I've done the same quest for 5, 6, 7, 8 wipes in a row, blah, blah, blah. It's a drug, essentially. And we just want more. And I think what it lies down to is we just want more. And by more, it's got to be better. It's got to be bigger. And then Streets comes out, most people can't play it, so they feel let down. Lightkeeper comes out, like you said, 1% will probably, 99% won't see it. So it's like, there's such huge things, man. Like, Lightkeeper is so game-changing and new to the structure of EFT, but we just won't see it. So it's like, we want more. We want to be fed, man. We're wanting the adrenaline. We want to get in and see some new shit. But like, last wipe was pretty terrible in content.
No, that makes sense. I just wanted to make sure we had I want everyone to hear there's other opinions, because the last thing that this is supposed to be is an echo chamber. So
this is where I get branded as a BSG dick rider. BSG. But now you get what? I just don't know. It's so hard. I try to remain neutral.
And that is just what we wanted, because there's a lot of podcasts, Tarkov podcasts, that are just everyone, reaching to the guy to the right and jerking them, and they get this nice little circle jerk going. But I wanted to just make sure, like, you're allowed. Let's disagree. It only helps everyone. So, all right, let's pull a name. He's been sitting there a while. Name, hello, speak.
Oh, and let me mute the stream because it's delayed.
Oh, okay, cool.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I am wonderful on this fine Saturday.
Well, good. How do you feel? What are you thinking? What about what you've heard today do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm super happy with the video. I think it finally shows. It doesn't show a statistic. I think that's a very important thing. Like, a lot of people say the 60%, and I was on the 60% train at first until I rewatched, and I was like, but what does the 60% really represent? And this is just his perspective. But it shows, like, there are cheaters. Like, everyone, like, if you ever go in the Tarkov Discord to complain in the chat, like, I died, this guy needs cheating, 90% of the responses will probably be, it's just desync, or you're bad, it's not a cheater. And then you'll have that whole argument, like, about this and that and all that, but a lot of the responses are, it's just, you're bad. And it's really frustrating to hear that, because I've played a lot of Rainbow Six Siege, and I have no faith in BattlEye. The game been ruined by cheaters for me. I played in Platinum Diamond lobbies, and just about every other game was a cheater. I would watch the replay and be like, yeah, that guy's literally looking at me through a wall. And I would see him still playing like 2 weeks later. And then when he gets banned, if I beat him, I lose elo if I beat him. When he gets banned. I mentally cannot play that game anymore.
I totally forgot. You're right about that, because I played Rainbow Six for the first 6 years it was out, like, religiously. Like, that was my main game, so I know exactly what you're talking about. It was getting so bad where every day you'd log in and your elo would be like fluctuating 200-300 points because every game had at least one cheater, and it just like they just removed it. It was just like you didn't play that game. You actually didn't.
I'd come back after all my placements the next day, place platinum. Oh, I lost 2,000 elo. What? I'd be so confused.
You're copper.
Literally, I got placed in copper. I literally got placed in copper. I went from gold to copper.
That's funny.
2 seasons, and I literally could not leave copper for that whole season. And it was like the worst. Like I was so like I could not play the game anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the talk.
I eventually just
I would smurf. I would smurf because it was fun to stomp on new players. And then it got so bad that the lowest tier lobbies were only smurfs, so they were super sweaty. It was like worse than actually playing ranked.
When I was playing copper, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play against those shit players. But then I ran into like aimbotters, so I was like, what the fuck is going on? This guy's spinbotting over here next to me. And he's in copper elo, and then this guy's not even getting banned.
Right. Anyway, no, sorry. Back to the other thing. I know I don't want to just talk about Siege, but I have a lot of good memories with that game.
I compare it with Rainbow Light because it's using Battle Eye, and I have no trust in Battle Eye because like Battle Eye says, they wait to collect a bunch of the accounts using that cheat and ban them all at once. But what they don't really account for is that people make individual cheat variants, and that they don't catch those. Like I played Rust a lot, and if you ever know about like the Bloody Mouse era in Rust where everybody was scripting, like when recoil was super bad, 90% of the players in like the 10x servers like Vital and Andy were scripting. It was insane. Like everyone was scripting in those servers, and it was just so easy to do it.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it to speak on. And also, I do want to clarify, like I also don't have enough of a foundational understanding of anti-cheat to give a fair, like I don't really want to talk about, and this is me personally, I don't want to speak on whether or not Battle Eye is good or bad because I truly just don't know enough. I don't have that knowledge on, like, I'm not smart enough.
That's what I want to know though, is like what is Battle Eye exactly doing? Because like there's no ban waves really displayed. Like you'll get the email every once in a while that a cheater reporter got banned, but like there's not like in Rainbow Six Siege where you see in the top right the wave of cheaters getting banned.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So it makes me wonder, like, how often do cheaters get banned? Do they get banned in groups at all, or is it just a case by case every once in a while?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, and I think it's a mixture. Like I think we saw recently the fact that they're even doing manual bans is kind of crazy to me. I feel like that's just not good. And like anytime you have a person making some of these decisions, you're introducing the opportunity for so much user error that like it's just bad. It's a bad look. You shouldn't be doing manual bans damn near unless the person's flying, right? Like I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. That's a really like
well, like what I like with the manual bans where it's really like a good example of how bad manual bans is Rust, because easy anti-cheat at one point was so bad, like you could just turn it off and cheat. Like that's how easy it was to bypass. You just turn it off in files and you could cheat on Rust. And the only way you could get banned really was by the admins banning you, and then like they would go on massive bans, but like people wouldn't be cheating, and there'd just be massive people just kicked out of the server. And then there would be personal bias where you would hear about stories of server admins just kicking out a whole clan because they killed their friend's clan in the Rust server, and there was all kinds of craziness like that.
Yeah, that's wild. But
yeah, so but it also does suck to see the manual bans fail, but it's kind of obvious it was going to fail, especially with that one streamer who got banned. And
the Dill Hero or whatever we talked earlier.
And then they said, someone said that BSG was pressuring them just to send sus clips from that Discord. Like it wasn't even like 100% de facto clips. It was like things they thought maybe this guy was a cheater, and that's what they banned him off of, was a maybe cheater clip.
Yeah, I wish we knew more about that process, but that's one of those that I'm very hesitant to speak on because I don't know what they were doing, right? I don't want to say anything definitive because I just don't have that knowledge. I don't have that insight. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. I just know that it was a manual ban, and I know that manual bans are no bueno. But I don't know what else they were doing. But I don't know. Steve, Bad, what do you guys, I mean...
I said it from the very beginning of that thing being announced. It is a horrible, horrible idea. We don't have the tools in our disposal to make that determination. We just don't. And the clip from Dill Hero shows it exactly. We have both perspectives. One looks normal, and the other one, nearly everyone was like, "Oh, it's cheater! It's a cheater."
Yeah.
I think a lot of the calls of people being like, "Oh, well, we were told to send sus clips." I'll say it. I think that's kind of like a little bit of a cover story, just giving themselves some little bit of deflection from being at fault here, which is what it is. I'm not in their shoes. I'm not going to say what I would do, but it's just manual bans we're never going to be a good thing in Tarkov. Maybe they work in Rust because you can literally spectate them and hover around.
You can fly around, watch them fly, watch them. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it works in CS:GO because you're watching his perspective, watching. You have again full control of the environment.
Yeah.
Tarkov ain't the place for it, man.
Yeah, I would like some assurance in some way that the anti-cheat works besides that one occasional email that you get.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Steve?
I was just gonna say I feel like it's almost a no-brainer. Just kind of echoing what you guys said. It's we've heard the story of like the dev dying to some guy, and he's like, absolutely no way.
That was
the dev bans him, and it's like the guy's just better.
Yeah, that one was a rough story to read.
So, yeah, I don't think it's the right process. But then again, I'm kind of on the same page as you. Their shoulder with BattlEye. I actually just don't know enough around anti-cheat. And then again, it's like I also don't want to know more about anti-cheat because then you're kind of demonstrating exactly what the tool's doing. So like, cheat providers would know how to avoid it. However, I'm fairly sure. Not 100% of course, but I would like to say that people that do provide cheats, they're clearly quite smart and they know what they're doing. They must kind of know what BattlEye and some of these things do to your system, or how they detect, and how the whole operation works. So by making that public, is that really a bad thing? I'm sure there's maybe some things deep down that they wouldn't want to release because it's their source code, and that's more intellectual property more than anything. But yeah, just I think it's fine where it is, like being kept in wraps with the way that anti-cheats work and what they do. Everybody for the longest time was like, oh, we need a kernel level anti-cheat, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden people are like, BattlEye is a kernel level anti-cheat, you idiot. And it's like,
it just shows how much misunderstanding. But
yeah, no, and then like it's one I honestly don't really know. Someone could tell me either or, and it's like, cool, man, like whatever you say. And the second thing is, I don't really care. I just want it to work.
Yes.
So,
what was shocking me is like Goats had talked in his video how he had to turn stuff off for different game anti-cheats, but not BattlEye.
Right, but we already know that Valorant has. Here's the thing: it's like a catch-22. Valorant uses. It's not necessarily more invasive, but it's running all the time. So that's why it catches it. But I'm using it as an example, right? But every time you say that, and we're like, well, the big argument that people get on Reddit and Twitter is like, well, I don't want a Russian company having 24/7. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, fuck you. You got to pick one, man. you can't have it both ways. You don't get that as an option. But I don't know.
It's such a slippery slope.
It's
the anti-cheat, like.
It's another one of those eggshell topics where you can literally see all sides of it, but you can't just sit here frozen. You need to make some form of decision.
Yes. But we'll name anything else before we pull in our last caller.
Nope.
Man, well, good topic.
I do.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for talking.
Thank you. Have a good Saturday.
You too,
you as well,
man.
brother.
Peace, man.
See
ya. All right. Our last one, our wrap up, and then Steve, we'll let you go. I know it's probably late for you, and we've held you hostage long enough.
I'm sweet, man. Take your time. I'm bing chillin', as the kids say these days.
Okay.
So
all right,
the kids
old
are
man.
saying.
All right. Okay, this guy's old. All right, let's pull in Fox.
I think he's older than me.
You an old motherfucker if you're saying that. No, I'm teasing. Hey, Fox.
Hello.
Oh, you're quiet. Hold on.
Yeah,
talk
probably.
again. All right, good.
I'm in my own house now, though, so I can shout if you need me to.
No, you're fine. Please don't.
I think we can have a nice casual conversation.
As the kids say, fucking don't.
Well, I'm gonna fucking so.
All right. Well, what do you want to talk about? Hit us with it.
All right, so I don't give a fucking flying shit about Goat's video. I'm just gonna make that clear because I never knew this man, and then suddenly the next day I had 55 Reddit notifications from trending posts in both my email and Reddit, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not even engaging. I'm gone. I like blocked this Tarkov subreddit from sending me notifications. I didn't want to hear about it. And as soon as I heard the 60% thing, I was like, I can't listen to this, because most of everything I take as fact, or even as like trustworthy. I don't like hearing those kind of claims, like just straight up like, oh, I'd say maybe 60%. Like,
Yeah.
you can't say that unless you're, especially in the Tarkov community, you cannot say that unless you are certain.
Yeah.
Because,
sorry.
like, you know our community. There are people that will be like, I hear 60. That is all that matters. Now it is 60. It will always be 60, no matter what you say nor what you prove.
Yeah, that is something that I agree with on the video. My least favorite part is when he starts talking the statistics, because I would be hesitant to use the term statistics anyway. It's just very. I wish he had been a little bit more cautious in how he reported his anecdotal findings, but I mean, like he said too. I mean, Goats went on the podcast and said that too. It's like not the point of the video, but that's the point people are taking away from it. So.
Yeah. I am glad he came on the podcast, though, because I liked hearing him actually talk about it, because it sounded like he knows what mistakes he made, but he's very slow on acting on them, and some of the things he said kind of made him sound almost like he was... This is going to sound mean. I don't want it to sound mean. It sounds like he's almost up his own ass about the fact that he started this thing.
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel that way, but, I mean, that's, again, magic of opinions. Everyone can have
like
one.
I said... Didn't know this guy randomly appears suddenly, like Vice is talking about Tarkov. Pyrocynical of all people is talking about Tarkov constantly now. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I didn't have, I was gonna open mouth think as I just mumble and go, yeah, well, I guess, I mean, that, so, please.
But, yeah, numbers is not a thing you should mess with the community. I think that, like, the really bad thing about Tarkov to me, I when I first came on this podcast, I had what was it, like 200 hours. It was like my first wipe, month 2 of the great before it started. Now I'm at like 540, I think, and I've been actually, funny enough, enjoying this wipe a lot more than the last. But I think, I don't remember if was it in your video, Shadow, where you said that basically the way Tarkov players are, when you start off, you're kind of unsure. And then you like spike up to loving it, and it stays that way for a little bit, and then it drops down to you hating it,
yeah,
but still playing it.
Yeah.
I think I'm in that kind of middle ground right now, like just hitting that peak. Because now I'm starting to run like, you know, like those nice kits, like an AK with a 60 rounder and like high ergo and all that kind of stuff. Whereas before it was like, I'm using this AKM with a recoil pad, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of actually stepping out of my comfort zone, and I don't really run good gear, so I can never definitively say like, oh, this guy just like knew I had good stuff and killed me out of nowhere, and I feel really uncomfortable making those kind of claims. Especially considering like there's a lot of people who are like, oh, people just like use cheats to fly around the map and get loot, and like that's why I really don't like the 60% figure. I play streets as a scav all the time, and I will walk out with like 1.5 consistently. So if there were cheaters grabbing up all the loot, I think there would be like, you know the guys that like walk in with like a T20 filled with rigs kind of deal?
Yeah.
No, like use radar to detect or whatever the heck they do to go find cheats. I don't know if that's as common as people think, just because there's so many times where I'll go into a raid and there'll just be like obvious expensive spawns left out. Like 3 GPUs have spawned in an apartment on streets before. Like it's been ridiculous. There's obviously it's not as common, at least in my eyes. It can't be. No way.
Wait, you think there's less cheaters than what he showed?
I think there's gotta be. Like there's no, like, even if they are common, I'm curious to like.
I'm going to challenge that, actually, if you don't mind me stepping in.
Go ahead.
And I would just challenge that with not every cheater's going into like full bags to make like loads of loot.
True.
There could be just like some rage hackers or someone that's not doing it for RMT purposes, or someone that's doing a carry, and that carry could be like they just actually want to experience the game and do some quests and stuff. So, you know, there could be a whole plethora of reasons for someone cheating. It may not necessarily just be clean the map out to fill a bag up with the most expensive stuff. So, and there's obviously some passive people, like, you know, people want to do quests themselves, but they really struggle in the PvP format, or even PvE. Like the scavs and the AI are no joke. So some people might just want to do that so they can go in and complete their quests and feel like they're getting some enjoyment in the game, and they will just leave Luke, because you get a point where like money is diminishing returns, right? Like once you get past a certain amount of millions, it's like, I'm never going to run out now.
Well, I mean, I had like 6 mil last wipe, I think, and I never run out. I tried to spend it all before the wipe ended, and I still ended up with like 2 before everything went to shit and restarted. But like even then, I feel like I don't get killed by people I would consider cheating. It's very rare. I think in fact I've only been able to say for certain that I think they were twice, because there was one time where I did 480 damage to a PMC and he wasn't dead, and that was for sure. Like, I don't know how that's physically possible, considering he didn't med because we both scared the shit out of each other in the middle of our road.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, there's
I don't know if you could have medded beforehand, because
he totally
we basically
could have
walked into each other
but,
blank. But I don't know.
But it
seems like we were both unaware. Is what I'm trying to get at.
For sure. I mean, and that's one of those things that Bat was talking about earlier that could kind of be covered by like a replay system, kind of explain some of that stuff away. But no, I mean, I think it's more often than what you. Well, and that's a good thing, right? Who cares? It's a good thing that you're ignorant to it, because you're gonna have a better experience than, you know, some of the other people who are much more critical of each and every death. But yeah, I think there's definitely a chunk. There's a good chunk.
Yeah, I would agree that there is a lot, but I feel like I would say even 40% is a big number. Because considering like what Nikita at least has said the player base is in January, like to have 60% of your raids be filled with cheaters, that's an astounding amount of the player base that was playing.
No, but that's a misunderstanding of what he said, right? Because it was 60% have 1, which means that that's about 4% of the overall population, if the numbers that Nikita gave in his Q&A were legitimate daily concurrent. But again, I've got some questions about those numbers.
Of that number. Just because, like, at first it was hundreds of thousands, and then it turned into like 90 to 170 or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was a pretty big swing, but
I think I do like what he said in a lot of that Q&A though. Like, reading over it was definitely reassuring, I guess you could say. Like, there's a lot of things, like one of the ones that stood out to me was somebody was like, "Are you aware of how shit the interchange lighting?" He's like, "Yes, I hate it. I'm trying to fix it. Please be patient."
Yeah, well, but and that's what's goofy is how long have we been crying about that, right? How long have we been crying about interchange lighting? And it took a cheating video to just get him to want to communicate, right? And that circles back to, I think Bad made the point earlier about like, it would be nice if they had a genuine PR person who wasn't Nikita, who could just communicate those kind of things, where it's like, hello, we know, I don't even care if it's a canned response. Hello, we know about this issue. Team. Yeah, we are really trying to do this. It's because we don't have any sort of information as to like what their docket looks like. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
It's all devs and the people running the company. They shouldn't be sitting down and talking to us. They shouldn't take time out of their day to do that. That you should have someone that should be their job. Like, that's all they do.
Like, that's why most companies have a PR department in the first place.
Well, that's what, dude, that was one of the other things I didn't speak on, but the same thing, the community managers, so even like Tobias, I know he doesn't work anymore, like I get it, on Twitter, they were also shitting on GOAT before the video blew up. And so like seeing these people that are supposed to be like almost neutral, you're not supposed to really have opinions if your whole thing is like the account manager, and just watching them say shit and then the video blow up and everyone like championing it. Yeah, that was it was just kind of like it left a bad taste in my mouth, where it was like, yikes guys, yikes. But
I'm not like terribly involved with a lot of the stuff. Most of what I know, I only really play with a duo of mine, and he's a very he stays involved with a lot of stuff. He's very analytical, so a lot of times he'll say things that I don't know, they sound intelligent on face value. Like there's like he was talking about the 60% have one person and thing. He's like, I can't. The reason we decided to, like, as a duo, that we can't trust this information is essentially there's so much stupid little things that, like you said, that have to be taken into account. First of all, you have to do your little checklist, but then on top of that info, you have to make sure that like people are you know, like maybe you encounter, statistically speaking, like we don't know what, where, how, or what.
Mhm.
But let's say, for example, statistically speaking, he says 60% have one raid. But what if it's actually like 30% have one in every raid, but it's most likely to be 30 on night, whereas it's 40 on day? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a million
how it
things though.
actually
Like,
is. There's so many little factors where you just like I said, numbers don't really matter anymore. It's just like it is a problem. You'll never be able to quantify it. You just gotta have to deal with it.
It
Like
will always be
Nikki just
anecdotal.
said, report people. Just like if you think that they're doing something wrong, report them.
Yeah.
It'll you take care of it from there.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
No, I agree.
And then, like I said, the other thing with cheating is I'm a dumb little boy. I've been playing Tarkov for, like I said, 540 hours. There are so many times where I've done something absolutely stupid, like lay down and watch a grenade roll into my forehead. Like it's just like there's dumb things like that. But then there's yesterday I had an encounter on streets, and I think this is desync. It had to have been, or else this man would have been dead instantly. He was looking at a cafe by Scab Checkpoint, and he was facing away from me and my duo. My buddy shot him in the head with LPS, and then I shot him in the head with BS, and then he turned over and instantly shot my buddy in the face, but then me and him had like a 5-minute long firefight.
Yeah, I mean, and so then you, yeah.
Like there's no way that's like, oh, that's not hacky. That I'm just fucking bad. Or the game is, you know,
sure,
messing up server side.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be issues like that. Go ahead.
One thing I was really trying to, I kept meaning to go back and watch the video to see if I could see it, but I really wanted to try and see HP pools on scavs and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought he turned it off for scavs. Like because I was looking at some of that stuff too.
Yeah, I think it was. I just wanted to rescan it to see if there's anything picked up when he's like flicking through menus and stuff. Because like
that actually be cool.
And the amount of times people say like, oh, you know, Steve, I shot a scav in the head with BS, man, he didn't die, and it's like, well, BS does like 37 damage, something like that damage. Like if it's one
not
of these,
enough to kill a scav in one tap most of the time, which is weird. I mean, it kills most like base scavs, but as we know, scavs can have, what is it, up to like 60 head HP or something like that? It's like 55, 60?
Well, that's the thing you don't know. It's not in that information's not in the game.
Public,
you have to
like,
look at a data miner.
Last time people checked, it was like pretty high. Like I've known a couple occasions where I've shot scavs in the head with LPS, and they just kind of look at me like, whoa, why?
Yeah.
And then I watched Airwing Marine yesterday shoot a scav in the head twice with AP-20, and he didn't die. So I have no idea what's going on with scavs. Scavs are weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually that's factual. That doesn't need a video. That doesn't need any more information about it. Everyone knows scavs are fucking weird. Scavs are weird. I don't feel like there's anything else you could say. That statement encapsulates everything that could possibly be said about it.
Back on like the PR end of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I play War Thunder as well, and if you look at their dev blogs, right, you can find some crazy, stupid little information. Like BSU will be like, yeah, we changed the recoil a little bit. If you go into War Thunder's dev logs, they have stated down to like micro decibels, like 4 points down, how much they have changed things before, and they do this like weekly. And I think that's like just that alone would probably solve half of the community's overall issues. And I don't think like it's not necessarily having a PR department. It's just like if you have like just like post fucking like, you know, when they release like a new update for something, they always post like a little video, like they'd be like going through streets and it's like, look at this new location, we're adding these new stims, here's how you should use them, like that kind of stuff. That would make like, I think at this point it's just about getting the community on board and calming them down.
Yeah.
Like they're like, there's no matter what they do, like they have all these things in the work, right? They have like the replay system, they have arena, they want Nikita wants to add this, that, and this, and it's planned for later. I don't know how much of this we can actually expect, nor do I know when it's coming, and I kind of want to see like they just for example, War Thunder is changing their effects for aviation, right? It used to be like kind of foggy, old looking, and they just recently changed it, and they posted a GIF of all of like these different eras of planes with the new aviation effects. And it's like, oh, that's what it's gonna look like. Like I just want to see like a GIF of the recoil compared to past recoil or something like that.
No, I could see that. Yeah, I see what you mean.
And it's not that hard to post. Just fucking put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
You can put like, what is it, like 15 images in a thread? It's ridiculous.
I don't know, but no, man, you bring some good points. I mean, I think the conclusion's kind of been talked around today about the video. Like I think everyone kind of shares and that's interesting. And I think that shows why the video also did as well as it did. The majority of the community holds the same opinion on it. and there's not a lot of deviation, right? People listening to this might be like, well, this was kind of repetitive podcast. Yeah, because a lot of people agreed, but online,
the point of the podcast is to get people's opinions, isn't it?
Right?
A normal person's opinion.
That's the point. Yes, but I just mean, you see the differences. All the differing opinions only came from big guys on Twitter. So, I mean, that says something in and of itself. But
well, it's kind of like the Tarkov subreddit isn't that bad deep down, but when you look at all the trending posts, it's always the person that's saying something fucking outrageous or posting a stupid clip of something that's obviously not true.
Yeah. Right.
So,
but, well, Fox, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you always coming on to give your opinion and chat it up.
Yeah.
And we'll recommend you to be the PR person at BSG. How's that sound?
Oh God, please!
You're hired.
I'd rather die.
No, you'll love it. I hear everybody on the subreddit super chill. Everybody on the replies on Twitter super chill.
I have purposely not engaged with any community I've joined since like 2018. I'm not gonna start now. So
that's fair. But, well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Cheers, man.
Well, we've come to the end, everyone. Closing thoughts. What do you guys think? How do you feel?
After you, Steve.
Yeah, make Steve go first.
Sure. So, I think we kind of touched that a little bit there. The thing with the video is, even when we're still talking about it now, whether you liked it, you didn't like it, I'm pretty sure most people, after they watched it, they either wanted to message their buddy about it, or they wanted to react to it in some way, shape, or form. And if a video has that impact, then the video has some value and should have been made. So therefore, I can understand how it's done so well. Whether you liked it or you didn't like it, I'm pretty sure everyone did want to be like, at least whether it's in a private call or in a public forum or wherever, someone wanted to say something about it. And I guess that's what all content creators are striving for. I do know that Goat does base a lot of his content around controversial topics, so it was only natural it was going to be someone like himself that created it. Is what it is. We are here today. Can't really word exactly how I feel about it all, but I'm kind of enjoying it. Like, just all the shit that's going on, the positives and the negatives. Like, I actually can't really hone in exactly how I feel, because things are changing every day, almost. Like, and one bit that we almost touched on there, which could go down a whole nother vortex of mayhem, is data mining. Like, you'll wake up and then you'll see on a Discord, Twitter, or someone will be like, oh, they've changed this, and it's like, how can you possibly know that? And it's like, oh, some geezer's data mined it, and it's like, fuck, man. Like, I would have liked to have logged on and fucked around and then been like, oh shit, like, they've changed the price of this, or that's been removed from the flea, or you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, it's kind of cool to figure it out. And it's also unavoidable to see it. So it is what it is. I kind of accepted it now. But the whole way Tarkov is, I'm enjoying the game. There is definitely some issues, but there hasn't been a point where I've played Tarkov where I've felt like there's some pretty significant issues. So it's just like, what's hot at the minute? Is it recoil? Is it cheating? Is it fucking art? What is it? I do love the game. And that fuels me to stay positive about it, to be honest. And one thing for me is, I've not taken this game competitively.
Yeah.
And I think if I had done, I probably would have quit a long time ago.
Yep.
You just cannot compete in this game if you really want to be at the top in PvP. There's like some amazing players. Like, I don't want to go and list off a bunch of streamers. We all know who they are.
Yeah.
But like, for me personally, to try my hardest and to be the best I can at PvP, I'd end up just getting frustrated when I die to someone that I feel like I shouldn't die to, but then am I dying to the player's skill, the game issue, client side issue? So what I've done to keep positive and loved playing the game consistently since I started is not taking it too serious, trying to engage in a bit of VoIP, trying to be a bit of a clown, and just fucking jump about and do what's fun and not do what I don't find fun. And yeah, I don't know, I do love Tarkov, and I do feel like I do slip onto the side of riding BSG a little bit, but I think that's just because I love the game so much and it's natural, although I am frustrated at times.
Yeah.
It's a cool place to be in, right? Because there's no other game that takes my fancy.
Right.
And I'm quite happy just riding the train to see what BSG do to get to 1.0.
Yeah. No, I think
where I've landed.
I think you've summarized that well, and I don't have anything else that wouldn't be echoing, honestly. But
yeah, thank you for summarizing our entire town hall. I appreciate that. That's great.
Put the streamer on the spot, man. He knows how to talk. Boy knows how to entertain. That's all I'm saying.
God, he's so much better.
This is why he puts TTV in his name.
By the way.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good. I love talking about it as well, man. But one thing is, like, I do often feel, for me personally, I know some creators are just they just share their opinions, whether it's controversial or not. But I personally feel very self-conscious sometimes share my opinion, mostly because I'm just not a fan of, like, unnecessary confrontation. And actually, when we build up energy because we're either frustrated at cheating or game developers, I don't like the concept of spending our energies arguing amongst, like, good dudes and dudettes. Like, we're frustrated at cheaters and our energy should be left there, but, like, you know, say me and you guys, if we had, like, a heavily disagreement about the way that the cheaters are in the game, like, us spending energy there, I just don't think brings anybody any value. Yeah. And that's what I see on Twitter, and that's actually what's a little bit sad is, you know, legit players then spending all this energy arguing and fucking like getting into a war, like, you know, digital warfare over Twitter. It's like, man, like, your energy's in the wrong place, man. Like, as Nikita says, go for a walk, mate.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So that's the only bit that makes me sad, but I like talking about it, man. Sweet.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for joining us, everybody. I just dropped his link in the chat. Go say thank you. Go follow him. He actually streams. I do not. So if you want good content, that's the one to go to, in my opinion.
Oh, you're flirting with me now.
Yeah, man. Just wait until I get your DMs again. But thank you, everyone, for who came on and spoke today. I appreciate you guys sharing your opinions. I know it's not for everybody, but we will do this again when something else exciting happens. So probably next week at the rate things have been happening. So I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday, a wonderful evening, morning, whatever your time zone is. Thank you for choosing to spend some of your day with us. So y'all have a good one.
Peace.